Hey, Ken Conan with Raiders Streaming and the River Channel. I got Coach Cals with me today for the Coach's Corner. Practice just getting out here. A heck of a game in Menominee last week on the road. Talk to me about that one. We got down by 14 early, and then boom, bada bing, here we come.
Yeah, missed a few things early. Missed a few reads, and missed some calls and stuff like that, and just weren't in sync early. But just love how they responded. Guys just did a great job after that. After being down 14, we just kind of came together and said, okay, now let's just play our game. Let's do what we do. And I thought the defense did a great job of keeping out, and offense we really got things going. So a lot of fun. Guys played hard. It was a lot of just effort. It was effort stuff. It wasn't anything we were drawing up. It was just effort on the players and execution.
Love it. Well, fun game to call. I think it was like 33 unanswered points at one point, and it was just an amazing game to call on the road. A great facility to play in over there in Stout. Just a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always packed there. They got a great atmosphere, great program, great history. Yeah. They come out, but our fans did a great job too. We had a huge crowd there, and I can't say enough about we feel like we're at home every time, no matter if we're on the road or not. So our fans are fantastic.
I know. Huge shout out to the Bleacher Creatures and the Studi section. You guys travel so well. We're looking forward to seeing you over in Eau Claire. So coming up, we're on our road. This is our third one. Have three back-to-backers here. This is our third one. Again, going over to Eau Claire for the Old Abes. Hosting us. What are your thoughts on the Abes coming into this one? Their record, I think it's a 1-4 right now, but it's a team we always want to play tough.
They're tough, and they're talented. They lost a couple of close ones. Lost by a point over at River Falls last week, but they're talented. I mean, they got some really good receivers, good quarterback, good running back. The O-line can protect. Defensively, they're very sound, and they play a defense that we don't see a whole lot of, so they just come at you a lot of different directions and really aggressive on defense and do some good things. They got linebackers that fly all over the place. So, we got our hands full. There's no question.
Right on. How's the team feeling? I know as the season progresses, there's the bumps, the bruises, the bangs up, and then, you start getting guys back and kind of here and there. How are we feeling coming into this game on the road?
We're getting there, still got a few guys out and getting a few guys back, and it's just kind of a revolving door, who's healthy and who's not. And but guys are really stepping up. Guys that have had an opportunity have jumped right in and stepped up, and it's it's next person jumping in, and we love the way they're playing.
Love it. I was going to save this for off the air, but I'm going to tell you this right now. We were doing a presentation. Todd Hess and I were talking Rhinos to your team last week on Thursday after our interview. And I'll tell you what, your team is just so kind and listens so well. And I felt like they just really respected the speakers that came in. And I was really, really impressed, Coach.
That's great to hear. It's a great group. People always say it's got to be a grind in the season. You're working these long days, but coming out here, it's like a new start. You work all day, but you come out here, and it's just they're a breath of fresh air. They really are, and sometimes you almost try to get them. They're a little too nice even on the field. We're nice, but let's get a little saltiness on the field too, and they do that as well. So, but they do things the right way. That's what we talk about. No matter what you're doing, whether it's on the field, in the classroom, in the community, do things the right way. Be respectful of people, and good things will happen. And it's a great group.
I would echo that 1,000%. Again, thanks for tuning in on Raiders Streaming and the River Channel. I'm Ken Conan. This is Coach Cals. This is the Coach's Corner. Let's go Raiders.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Really nice. Well, welcome out to Carson Field here. Ken Conan, Aaron Sundin, Jeff Tierstick. Thanks for joining us live at the Derek Building Solutions booth here on the road for our third game in a row that's been on the road. It's we're getting
Road Warriors.
We are putting, kind of the old school. I feel like I need the spikes on my shoulder. Remember those guys,
Yeah.
the Road Warriors?
Hawk
Road
and Animal.
Warriors, Hawk and Animal here. We're sick of you, Hulkster. That was pretty good.
We were just talking about wrestling. Yeah.
We were. We won't mention the details on that, but we were. So again, we're on the road for our third week in a row. Hudson playing the Old Abes over here in Eau Claire. Looks like we're getting ready to go to a national anthem.
Looks like they're going to do that first, yeah.
So if that's the case, we were going to do a little pregame here. We'll just pause that for the anthem, obviously, and then we'll be back for the little pregame action here.
And now, to honor America and those
Be right
defending
back.
our freedom, we ask those that are able to stand, remove your hat, place your hand on your heart for the playing of the national anthem by the MHS Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Eric Dasher and Mr. Dominic Domeyer.
Nice rendition of the national anthem done by the Old Abes marching band that are in the stands off to our left there. A little pregame action with my main man Sundin. I know you always do a great job of scouting out the opposing team. What are your thoughts coming into this evening's action?
We'll try to get rolling here. I think they're going to do the announcements. Looks like there might be a youth football group out there. So, yeah, Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes, they come into tonight's matchup with Hudson with a overall record of 1-4 and 0-3 in the Big Rivers Conference. So no wins yet in conference for them. Had a real tight game last week against River Falls. That went down to the wire.
Yeah.
Lost that game 28-27 at River Falls. So they battled to the end and had a nice comeback. The Old Abes are led by third-year head coach Rob Scott, who took over for Menominee head coach, who we saw last week, Mike Sins, when he left to go back to his alma mater to, of course, replace Joe Labuda.
Yeah.
They're going to be a pass-first offense, so expect a lot of pass plays. Quarterback is a senior, number 1, Riley Holmberg. Holmberg's, he's flashed this season, had some good numbers in some games, comes into the game completing about 56% of his passes, 974 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He's averaging around 200 yards a game in the air, so he'll be slinging it around tonight for sure.
Love it. Little gunslinger coming.
His top receiving threat, number 5, Tay Ferguson. He's a tall receiver, 6'3". He's averaging about 17 yards a catch, 387 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Also keep an eye on number 2, junior Julius Clark. On the season, Clark has 266 yards and 3 touchdowns. They will run it a little bit. When they do run the football, they'll lean on number 11, junior running back Shamar Simmons. He's a big back, 6'1", about 210 pounds. But again, they're going to look to pass first, and especially knowing that they're probably a little undermatched here with Hudson, they're going to try to probably start slinging it right away.
Sure.
On defense, they give up a lot of points. So expect Hudson, again, to be aggressive tonight against this defense. Leading tackler for them is number 8, Nolan Odom, and he also leads the team in tackles for loss.
Okay.
For me, Hudson tonight, it's all about keeping the train rolling.
Yeah.
You've had 2 big wins in a row in conference. River Falls, Menominee, the offense scored in the upper 40s, also gained almost 500 yards in both of those games. It's just been lights out. Defensively, they've been lights out all season, and it's starting to feel like they're even getting a little bit better. So they're getting healthier.
I would
They're
agree.
getting some guys
Yeah.
back. I'm expecting some big numbers tonight by the offense. I think a lot of points, a lot of yards. Defensively, I think you're going to see some turnovers. The strength of that Hudson defense, to me, is that defensive line, and the way they were bringing pressure last week, it's going to be the same tonight. So watch for some turnovers.
Yeah.
We talked about an over-under on sacks. I'm going to just throw it out there. I'm saying 6.
Wow.
And I expect at least two turnovers.
2 turnovers, 6 sacks. I like it. Put it in the books. We'll see how it turns out tonight. A good one, as always, as we make our way over to Eau Claire to take on the Old Abes, a rival in the BRC. And we are away. Hudson did win the toss. They deferred. So the Old Abes will take that one, gosh, out of the corner there at the 3, up to the 15, and gang tackled down at the 15. Again, your pregame coach's corner brought to you by Pedro Deleste, downtown Hudtown. Check them out. Great food. Love some of their shrimp get-together things they do, and oh my goodness, can't get enough of that Latino food.
So we're in a little tiny booth here, kind of like a closet. We're going to bump elbows a little bit
We
because I'm
are,
going to be
yep.
I'm going to be trying to do my stats here. We're going to throw the stats on me tonight. I'll do my best. Bear with me. I've got a sheet I got to try to fill out here. We usually get those from the coaches, but sometimes logistically it's not easy for us to do. So we're going to try to get you some stats here at halftime that we'll see how official we are.
How about this coming in hot on the hot wire here? Paul Rohde at Agave is going to pledge $100 per sack, up to 5.
Handoff up the middle. Oh boy,
All
that's
going to
a hold.
Rhinos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. Yep, the flag comes in on that near side. Again, if you missed that,
I heard it. That's
100
great.
per
Thank you,
sack
Paul.
to 5. Going to Rhinos. Thank you, Paul Rohde. That's awesome. Awesome.
So that's what you call a double hold. And that was on ATE out there.
Not one.
He was on the edge. You could see his jersey get pulled. As he tried to pull away, he pulled harder a second time. So pretty obvious right there. We could see that as far away as we are from the action. Nice to see him back. I know he's hobbled up a little bit. He's not wearing that big knee brace he wore last week.
That's
when I saw
right.
that, I thought that's there to mobilize that knee. So playing without it tonight.
Double Deuce's grandma tuning in. That's Jaeger's grandma. Says, get salty out there tonight, boys, which
I
is
like
a
it,
quote
get
from
salty.
the coach said that about the team. I had mentioned how nice they were during our call, or not call, but our chat with him, and he's like, oh, I want him to get a little salty, too.
Yeah,
I'm
I like that.
Nothing wrong with that. Just a little dink and dump there. I'll bring up a second, and I don't know, looks like 14 over there on the far side.
So, as history has shown, watching this Memorial team, it is a lot of. They do look to do a lot of short passes, a lot of slants.
Yeah.
But the averages this year with the stats tell me they're getting some stuff over the top. So, expect some of that short stuff. It's kind of their running game. You know, a little four-yard pass, but eventually that's going to open up to some tries for some bigger stuff, especially across that middle.
Pitches that one over to that far side and out of the reach of his receiver. That was number 7 over there trying to get a hold of that one. That was to Locken. Holmberg at QB for the Old Abes, correct, Riley?
Correct. Yep.
Holmberg.
Number 1.
Uno, as we like to say back home. That's 3rd and 14 coming up for the Old Abes right now. Hudson defense doing a good job.
These quick passes, too, are kind of trying to take away that pass rush for Hudson, but you got to be careful. You keep doing that, the defensive backs will start telegraphing that they're going to play up on those receivers. You might just see one of those turnovers.
Well, and this would be the perfect spot for something like that on the 12-yard line.
Looking blitz,
Yeah.
looks like movement.
It did look like movement. False start on the offense there.
Dalton from his middle linebacker position was creeping up. Got some movement on that Old Abe's line.
They're like, oh, boy.
Yep, here they come.
Oh, boy.
Pick your poison.
That's right. That is right. I'll set up the night tonight. It's just a very light breeze out, overcast skies. I think we've got rain coming through around 10-ish is what Ken Barlow / Jeff Turstig
like
told
it,
me
Ken
on the way
Barlow.
out. Yep. Which I think
I'm
that's
a
about
Belinda
right.
Jensen fan myself, but we'll live with
I am
Ken.
too.
All right, so this is pressure time. Expect that defense. That's not even right. It's 3rd and 19. Here they come.
Long. He's going to chuck this one
There's
right
a
up the
pick.
middle.
There's a
oh,
pick
there
right
it is.
there.
Picked off. Nice
Lassard.
job, Lassard, with that pick. You called it. That's number 1.
Okay,
And
but
what?
keep an eye because there is a penalty on the play just in case Hudson might have jumped. That came after the snap, so it wasn't pre-snap.
Okay. We'll have a little discussion at the
Not sure the Hudson defense is off the field. They're talking to the old Abes. Well, they are going to call a false start.
It was on the Abes, of course, right?
Yep.
Oh,
So there's your turnover number 1.
wow.
That penalty is declined.
Giddy up if you're Hudson. What a great spot to start, right? We can't get too much better field position here. Ball spotted at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for Hugtown.
Well, your best receiver happens to be playing safety. He's got the best hands out there, and just the way he reads the quarterback. We saw it last week with his interception return. Again, that's a big safety back there with athletic ability and good hands.
Schultz.
Hand off to
The
pitch
option on the
play,
far
nice.
side. Yeager with it now. Gets around the corner. Nice block. On up to the 6 and out of bounds. Nice job by
Pitch out to number 22, Ross Yeager.
number 21. That was Lyndon Coleman on that edge. Nice block by him.
Yes, he's been doing a nice job all year on that edge. I actually thought that was a straight dive ahead to Roby, but they ran a nice fake on that. Got the pitch there to Ross Yeager. Roby up the
There's
middle.
Roby
Ooh,
up the middle.
good tackle that time.
Not a lot going on there. That'll bring up a
Brought down by number 53, Jack.
They had it 2nd down before. It's still 2nd down, so it's 2nd down. Second ball.
Yeah, I think
on
he
the
got about
5
a
and
couple yards there.
Johnson.
a cramp or something going on. We'll just take a quick break here while we work. Hopefully, just a cramp out there.
Derrick Building Solutions is your Butler builder in New Richmond, serving western Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota. Butler's pre-engineered building system is easily customized for retail, warehousing, manufacturing, office, and more. Maybe you simply need an addition or roof replacement. Learn more about the industry-leading options available to you when you work with the experienced and trusted team of Derrick Building Solutions and Butler Manufacturing. Visit our website to see our project portfolio and schedule your no-cost consultation.
Hi, my name
Welcome back to Carson Field here. Had a player that went down there just at the 5 and being helped off by his teammates. Did we get a confirmation on who that was?
That was Trevor Pals.
Trevor Pals,
Trevor
okay.
Pals, left guard. So keep an eye on that. He's looks like a foot injury. I'm not sure if it might have been a cramp, though. They're taking a look at him over there. So
2nd and 5 here. Fakes the handoff, keeper up the
Schulte.
middle. Look at Schulte right down Main Street to
Quarterback keeper, touchdown.
cash in on that one. Boy, just a huge hole. You could have driven a dump truck or 2 through that, maybe 2 wide. That was a great blocks up front.
he's doing a good job, too. We saw early in the season, that's a draw play. So quarterback draw, you want to time that to be able to, you have the fake, and then you wait a second, wait for that hole to develop. And then like we've talked about, we've seen some big runs by him this year.
For sure.
He just gets a burst of speed, and off he goes. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Fire
Fire
drill.
drill.
Fire drill. Yeah.
Careful. Goodness. I missed that as I was posting up our
It was a
score.
snap, and snap was tough. Steele Homie tried to
Okay.
get a handle on it. It bounced before he got there. It was the right move. I mean, that's what you're taught to do. If it's not, the snap's not online, you still can convert on that if you're able to get it in the end zone.
Okay,
But
got it.
oftentimes what happens is just like you saw, it's a muffed snap, and then they teach those guys on the end, whether it's an up blocker or a tight end or somebody to flare out. But that was kind of doomed from the beginning. Nonetheless, Hudson gets on the board with 6 on a big defensive stop. Nice run by Yeager.
Yeah, Yeager
Took
set
him
that
3
one up.
plays
Yep.
to get there. And the turnover, of course, Mr. Lassard.
Well, what a
So
great
I said 2.
great
Maybe
catch.
I need to step that up. We'll keep it at 2. these short passes, I might end up saving Rhodey some money. But I'm expecting the Abes to have to drop to a deeper drop, and that's going to give our D lineman a chance to get in there and
Sack time USA.
sack time.
Straight up sack time. Here we go. All right, so Hudson draws first blood. 6 rip. Let's get her going, boys.
That's a nice
Again,
boot.
yeah, down and just took a hop into the end zone there. I thought it might stop short, just be like incredible all-world boot there. Take it. We'll take it. Yeah, nice evening out. Stands a little light for the Studi section over here on our left.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the smallest crowd we've had. Hudson,
Yeah.
Hudson again, traveled pretty
Hudson.
well. It's not the River Falls game, but
Great section over there. The Studi section dressed in their
it's like they're
construction
in their
gear.
construction
Turn into the announcer's booth.
safety
So come
gear.
up the center aisle of the grandstands. Tell me what it looks like, and I'll give it back to you.
Perfect. 1st and 10 here for the Old Abes. Ball spotted at the 20. Holman back in the shotgun. Little low snap. Yep.
Comes the
Pitches
ball
this one
over
to
the
the
top.
near side.
Oh boy,
Nice catch, and then right out of bounds, just inside the 40.
that was just a timed up throw, and you saw the safety Lassard just got turned around a little bit, and all of a sudden it just dropped over his shoulder.
Julius Clark with a nice grab there inside the 40.
Interesting that they had the safety up in coverage on that play. Schwartz, number 31, on that corner, but just a little shift on the defensive side there.
Raiders all huddled up in that section over there on the far side. Pitch out to that
Oh,
right
nice
side.
block on that edge.
Really good block over there. First down and more as he crosses the midfield line there. Gets out of bounds at about the 47. Simmons on the catch and run. LeBlanc on the tackle.
So Clark, who just made the nice catch on this side, set that block on that at the top of your screen, took out that safety. I think that was Ethan Hines, able to pick up a first down.
Yeah, great block over on the far side there. 1st and 10 here. Again, the ball spotted at the 47. Holman again back in the shotgun. Little handoff.
Nice play.
Shake and bake, going
Beauty
nowhere.
play that time. Dalton gets in there.
That was Simmons on the carry and tried to make a juke move back in the backfield there, and Hudson was not biting on that.
Yeah, good read by Dalton to come in through the gap, make that tackle. Looks like no gain on the play.
Bring up a 2nd and 10 here. Ball still at the 47.
Number 5, Ben Stigler's back this week, too. I thought he was having a nice year. Sat out last week, so good to see him back at that middle linebacker spot.
And 2nd and 10 here.
Hudson's showing pressure from their linebackers. Here comes the pressure that time.
Ooh,
Just a
just
missed
slipped
tackle.
one tackle,
There
yep.
he is right there, Mr. Stigler with the tackle.
Picked up about 5 yards on that play, so 3rd and 5. And Stigler with a nice stick on that one at the end.
Had a little bit of an opening there. Hudson just missed a tackle. He was able to pick up about 5.
Again, the Studi section on the Hudson side is consolidated into one zone. I like that. Looking good over there. Traveling quite well this year. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Old Abes. Holman looks. He's looking right this
Good
whole
coverage that
time. Tries to push up. It's going to be tight. Looks like it's going to be just shy based on the spot. I think they're just shy.
Number 4, Brennan Nelson.
Bring up a 4th and a foot, we'll say.
B. Nelly that time from a safety spot, able to hold the runner from getting there. Looks like they're going to go with a little power.
Here we go.
Power
Buckle
setup.
up.
We'll kind of see if they've got the big back in the backfield this time, who they're going to put back there. Yep, he's still there. Keep an eye on number 11, Shamar Simmons.
Extra man
Power
on the
formation.
field there. High
Straight drop.
snap.
Just a little wildcat play. He
Got
didn't
him,
get
got
it.
him,
No way
got
he
it.
got
Boom! Heck yeah! Nice stop. Loss on the play of a yard or so. Hudtown with a huge stop there.
Dalton got in there again from his linebacker position. Also, Ethan Hines able to help and fill. Nice job by the Raiders. That was just a straight wildcat. You're snapping it right to that running back.
Yeah.
You saw they had a couple blockers up in front of them, and they just got beat at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, Hudson all up in that grill, as the kids like to say. And 1st and 10, a turnover on downs. Ball spotted at the 39. Yeager in motion, handoff to Yeager. He's got some blockers in front, cuts
Nice.
outfield over the midfield line of the 50 and a first down.
Number 22, Ross Yeager.
Good hustle by the Double Deuce on that one. That one was brought to you by Grandma Double Deuce.
Ball number 49,
Yeah, nice,
first down for the Raiders.
Nice cutback that time by Ross Yeager. He actually had a couple of them. He went north and south, right off tackle, able to get another juke there, pick up about 4 more yards.
Another handoff. Roby with it this time. Roby looks upfield. Oh, he's
Gets
got
a
some
block out
wheels.
there.
He does, but 3 guys in pursuit, brought down at the 40. You know, it's almost so deceptive watching him run. He comes around and he picked up almost 10 yards on that play.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's one of those things, too, when we see it from where we're at, how deep he went from
Right,
the defender
right.
pushing him back. He was 5 yards deeper and had to accelerate to get those 8 yards.
Great run. Handoff.
Oh, nice play that time.
Yeah.
Right over the
Collapsed,
top.
collapsed quickly on him. That was Roby on the carry, picked up maybe 1, if that. So about a yard.
Game brings up
3rd and 2 is what we're going to say here. Ball again at the 41.
Trevor Powell's back in the game as well.
Good.
That time, just a missed assignment, missed the seal on that left side. Defender's able to go down the line, make the tackle. Wouldn't be surprised to see a draw here.
Roby,
Or
nice
Roby.
block. There you go. Roby picks his way through that little bit of traffic in the middle, down at the 35. First down, Hudtown.
Justin Roby. Oh, go ahead, Ken.
Quick shout out to Dan Bloomberg with some quick quips coming into the booth here. We'll get to those in a hot second. Thank you for tuning in as always.
Justin Roby, my player of the game last week, 140 yards, a couple touchdowns. So nice work by him.
Ball
Ball down.
loose. Yep, ball loose. Looks like a turnover there, and it looks like the Old Abes have recovered.
Play caused by number 90, Les Enders.
Oh, big play by the Old Abes there. So they get a turnover on Hudson, and a rare turnover by Hudson.
Yeah, he just kind of got spun around, and I was talking about last week how I was impressed with how he was protecting the football. That time, I think he just got spun around, didn't catch the tail end of it, but it's very possible one of those other guys that were not making the tackle able to strip that football. So
No.
a couple turnovers back and forth here in this first quarter. 6:29 left.
Quick note, the theme tonight is not construction worker, it's neon.
Got it.
For us old timers, that looks like a bunch of construction workers
Yeah,
over
I
there.
just felt right at home. But
Yep, me too. Oh, well. Neon, I guess. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the update. Holman flag on the play. They're pointing
False
at
start.
the Old Abes over there.
kind of a slow play there in motion.
Full start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Hey guys, Jim and Bryn Dickman watching grandson Sam from Arizona. We'll be home next weekend for the homecoming game.
All right,
Awesome.
fantastic.
Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for sending a picture of us on the air. How cool is that?
Yeah, I like that.
Love it.
Better to show the field than our faces.
Yes,
that's what I always say.
Amen to that. All right, so that brings up a 1st and 15 after that penalty is assessed. Holman again in the shotgun. Seems to be the deal. Another handoff up the middle. Nice job.
Dalton and Stigler again, and Mr. Dickman, Grandma and Grandpa on the
There you go.
assist.
Brought down by number
There you
5,
go.
Ben Stigler.
I'll tell you,
And the play brings up
Grandma
2nd
and
and 15.
Grandma and Grandpa Dickman. Awesome to meet your grandson the other day. Just a gentleman. Really fun to interview him and the rest of the captains last week, and just a great guy. He's huge too. I know I told you that last week off the air. He's just a
kid.
big kid.
Yep.
2nd and 15 here. You know, the Old Abes kind of shooting themselves in the foot with these
I was
penalties
just
so
thinking
far,
the same
right?
thing, absolutely.
I
And
mean,
that's where those turnovers can happen.
Oh,
Just some miscommunication that time.
Pass intended for number 25.
well, and that's the thing in a game like this where you're an Old Abe fan or whatever. You're an Old Abe player. You got to be crisp. And these penalties are not gonna help you beat a team like the Raiders. You know, it's just
They're
stating
playing,
the
they're
obvious
playing
here.
I just mentioned the motion play. Just watching them come from the sidelines and kind of how they come up to the line of scrimmage. There's not a whole lot of urgency there. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm sure as a coach you're pulling your hair out thinking, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
But, again, they play at their pace, maybe trying to slow it down a little bit, keep that Hudson offense off the field. Hudson showing blitz from the edge. Lassard comes.
Oh, he's got a free
nice
lane.
play.
Got it tipped. Wow, got a hand on that one. That Lassard, he's a big rig as he comes storming back to get Holman. And
I like that call. Again, I mentioned he's a basketball player, and he's all around the rim. So that was just a blocking the shot type play.
Great play.
I like the call, and actually I'd like to see more of that. A couple safety blitzes here and there off the edge.
Yeah.
Number 22, Ross Yeager back deep for the Raiders.
So Yeager back, the double deuce at the 36-yard line, back to receive this punt. Good snap. Kicks up. Nice hang
This
time
one's
here.
returnable.
Fielded at the 41. Makes the first guy miss.
Nice.
Up to the 50. 45. Gets
Good
hit
job,
again
Ross.
at the 42 and out of bounds. Great run by Yeager. Little extracurricular maybe on the near sideline. They'll get that Raider out of the purple land there and get back to the safe side.
Yeager return.
So Ross does a good job. We've talked about this before. You got to be fairly fearless there, and your first move is always, I got to make that first guy miss. Just a bang, bang,
Quick little
plant your foot
cut.
and go.
Yep.
And then what I liked is he started to go north and south, picked up about 12 yards on that return.
Yes, sir. So 1st and 10. Again, ball at the 42. We will get shots of the clock every once in a while. We're at 5:33 right now. We are in an away field that does not have. We've got a little plug-in that we do when we're at fields that have the right scoreboard for us that we're able to pull the clock in and do all that fancy stuff. For some reason, they don't have that Daktronics box here. So bear with us. We'll do our best to let you know on the time. Again, 5:33 left.
Moving the clock back, I think it was for that extracurricular. It looks like a personal foul. And not sure. Let's listen to the referee here. He might.
Foul.
Yeah.
Number 18. Blocking out of bounds. 15-yard penalty from the
Wow.
end of the run.
Wow.
First down.
That was not the end of the run.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
After the penalty, it's
that
first
was-
and 10 for the Raiders at the 26-yard line.
that was way more
I think
than
they're going to talk about.
I mean, how do you back up 30 yards?
And even if it was spotted the foul, it shouldn't be that deep.
No. Coach is talking to him on the far side of the field right now. He's going to get the head ref over, have a little chat, a little chit chat. Work some of that Eau Claire math out real quick. No offense, Eau Claire.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have replay, so you're going to get he said over there that, oh, we saw it there, Coach, and I don't think they're going to remark the football here, so.
Yep. No replay
Time to
on the
play
field.
ball.
Yep. Just all right. So went from outstanding field position to so 26-yard line. Let's make it happen, boys. Draw. Roby cuts through. I like how they go right back to him.
Yep,
Great.
exactly.
Nice confidence there. Picks up 8 on the play.
Leo Andrus.
Roby. Again, Hudson with that tempoed offense as they get ready to roll again.
You notice it's not quite as fast as it was the first couple weeks.
Yep. There we
Good
go.
cutback. Nice job, Ross.
Yeager first down and more. Still up, still charging there. Down at the 43. So nice run by him. Picks up about 7 on that run. First down. They'll move the chains on the far side.
First down for the Raiders.
That Yeager, that's a nice play for them.
Check that
Out to
43-yard
that
line.
left
First down
side.
for the Raiders.
Good blocking and great play. Ball spotted at the 43. We'll say 1st and 10. Right up the middle. Roby. Little high stepping. Nice job. Picks up 10. Make it 11. Flag down. Little extracurricular maybe again. Number 74 for Hudson, giving them the what I do.
Yep, that's going to be on
DeMuth.
holding call there on Hudson. Yeah, both teams kind of shooting themselves in the foot here with penalties in this first quarter. If you're Hudson, again, just kind of play your game. You don't have to necessarily get yourselves in a hole here with these penalties.
Well, and if you're the Abes, maybe you're chirping a little bit, right? Where you're like, hey, let's get in their ear a little bit and see if they'll give us some action, get some penalties, right?
No doubt.
And that's definitely a part of the game out there. So 1st and 15 now with that penalty assessed. Ball spotted at the 36.
Now, that being said, offensive line doing a good job blowing up those holes. It just, here comes a pass play.
Drops back.
Looking for his main
Down
target.
the middle.
Got
Right
it.
to him. Wow, Lassard with some great
my.
hands. Gets loose. Gives him a look, a little shake, a little bake, and that's a touchdown for Hudtown. Wow.
Tyler Lassard, touchdown.
We-
You got to watch that replay, my friend. That was a good one. Schulte with a nice heave, caught him in stride. Not only catches it just with those soft hands, but then just shrugs that guy off like, beat it.
Yeah, again, wow. We've talked about how we know it's going to come. We know the matchups always, at this point in the season, is favoring Hudson. Tyler Lassard is such a matchup issue for defenses. That play developed a little longer. I was happy to see Ryland just kind of sit on that thing and give time for Lassard to get some separation. And again, didn't really have to wait on the ball. I mean, it was thrown in stride, and he's able to make it over the shoulder and shake off that defender for a touchdown.
Oh, and that's all set up by the O-line.
Exactly.
They gave him just the time, space that he needed to just pop that right into the arms of Lassard down there. Nice play. Puts Hudtown up by 13, and the Studi section in the neon, not construction worker outfits, feeling the funk right now. Now I see some construction hats over there.
I think, yeah.
I may have to challenge.
Somebody got the wrong memo.
I'm going to throw a challenge flag on the neon. I'm calling it construction night. I'm going to get hate mail in the
We're
booth.
getting hot
I
in
can
the
feel
booth
it.
here now.
I know. I was about to take my shirt off, but I thought that probably wouldn't be
that off.
appropriate. That sweaty guy in the sushi shop. He's got his shirt off in the booth at Eau Claire.
Folks, it's
Look
only the
out.
first quarter.
Yeah, I had my Snickers bar early, and I'm not doing any Mountain Dew tonight, so we should be good.
Good.
There shouldn't be any, what's wrong with you, Conan? That might be my favorite / worst moment this year when you hooked me that one. What's wrong with you? I don't know, man.
Dickman loses the
There we
mouth
go.
guard for a second.
Yep.
Another nice boot. They're
I
trying to
tell
put
you,
it
they-
right in that spot
They
every
really-
time.
They've been doing a good job directionally getting that over there to about the 5. Nice run back by the Old Abes. Mark him out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
Going back to that pass play, and again, what we've talked about so far with Tyler Lassard's return, there's just not many defenses that can cover that man-to-man. And we saw a little bit last week in that Menominee game where they were kind of shading a safety over that direction. But if you're running the football like Hudson's been able to do as well, getting 7, 8, 10 yards a crack, those safeties got to stand for run support. So anytime it's a one-on-one matchup on that edge, I like Lassard. I don't care who's guarding him. He's a matchup nightmare for defenses.
100%. Holman in the shotgun here. He's going to fake a handoff there. Chucks that one down that far side. Intercepted almost in the hands and out of the hands. Was that number 2, LeBlanc?
That was the jackhammer, LeBlanc.
The hammer.
He had perfect coverage on that and actually had the ball, but the kid just made a nice play pushing him to knock it away. But
wow.
Good coverage. The Old Abes are actually kind of holding up to the pressure here from Hudson. I'm thinking we're going to start to see some stunts, and we've talked about the blitzes so far coming from the linebacker and the safety spot. They know that they can get turnovers if they can get pressure on the Old Abes quarterback.
Ball at the 27-yard line, 2nd and 10 here. 4:20 left to go in this first quarter. Nice hand, got the ball. Popped up. That was ATE, the big mitt over there. And
Pass broken up by number 14, Aiden Temperin.
Aiden Temperine, otherwise known as ATE, the beast. Mustache.
Man down for the Old Abes. He kind of got steamrolled there. So
Did he? We'll take a hot breather. We'll be back.
Ms. Katrina, and I have been a member at Royal Credit Union since 2000. My parents signed up through Royal in 1995, and that's who started my account. And then as I was growing up and going through the different accounts through Royal, I just had such great service. The team members have always been really helpful and respectful. I feel confident in where I'm getting my service and being able to go there and ask them a question and know that they're going to give me the answer that's going to be best for myself and not necessarily for them as a whole.
Welcome back to Carson Field, the Derek Building Solutions booth. I'm Ken Conan, Aaron Sundin to my left, Jeff Tiersig to my right on camera. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. We've got 4:18 to go. Hudson on top by 13 right now, and had a player down for the Old Abes. He did make it off the field, so 3rd and 10 coming up here.
See if Hudson got safety Brennan Nelson, also Stigler there spotting the quarterback. You might see some movement there from. Nope, they're going to stay back. Pressure coming. There it is. There's one.
ATE gets in there too,
Mr.
and Dickman.
Ronnie Holmberg tackled for a
Sack
loss.
number 1. That's $100 from Agave Kitchen over to the Rhinos Foundation. Again, the Rhinos Foundation in Western Wisconsin, helping families dealing with cancer. They give 100% of the donations back to the community. They are an entirely volunteer-led organization. Rhinosfoundation.org is how you can find them online if you're interested in donating to them. Again, thank you for that sack cash.
What's been impressive about the Hudson defensive line this year, they're athletic, they're long, they're strong. What I really like, though, wait for this punt here to come through. I'm not sure it's going to be returnable. They're going to stay away from it.
Went the wrong way for the Old Abes there, and they'll down that at the 46.
So they're getting some good production out of their nose tackle, and a couple guys we've mentioned all year, Jacob Stoles, David Brown. What that does is it anchors that middle, so if that guy doesn't get pushed around, he may be able to tie up 2 blockers, and that leaves your ETEs, your Dickman,
right.
Spencer Bonashinsky that came back last week. Huge.
Bonashinsky was a beast last.
He was all over the field. So
he earned his name last week. Hudson will take this one at the 46, 1st and 10 here. Ryland Schultz at QB. Hand off to Roby.
Nice.
Roby with some nice room to run, and he just keeps those big tree trunks rolling. Picked up about 9 on that one, make it 8.
Excellent block, double block that time. Center Jake Arnovic, also number 79, Ethan Jensen. You could see them downfield 10 yards, able to make that hole, get that push.
Roby again with this one. Cuts through traffic. 1st down and more. Roby looking to break loose here.
Ball out.
Oh, ball down again.
Number 10 on the carry. Justin Roby
Marked at the 26, a fumble.
Thomas England with a nice downfield block, but, there again, what's happening is Roby's getting stood up. That time spun around again, and that ball just popped loose. So
got to get that bad boy under control. That's the 2nd fumble that we've had this quarter. Little stick 'em, Jeff says on the hands. Yep, I would.
I'm sure the coaches are going to have a conversation.
Yep.
What Justin's trying to do is just pick up some extra yards, and that's how he runs. He runs angry. He runs aggressive. But last week again, I thought when that contact starts to come, that's where you cover up with both arms.
Double up.
Make sure you got control of the football.
So after that turnover, the ball will be spotted at the 27. Little
Dickman
run
again, nice tackle.
Wow.
TFL that time for Sam Dickman. Just nobody blocked him uncovered, and he came down from his right defensive end spot.
So quick. So no gain on that one. 2nd and 10 again. Again, ball at the 27-ish. Can't believe next week is homecoming. That must mean Powder Puff games early next week. Are you busy? Is next week crazy? We'll have to talk about that off the air.
If next week's homecoming, you'll have to let me know the day.
Okay. Yeah, newsflash, we're going to stream the Powder Puff game. It'll be the 2nd annual streamed Powder Puff game. Should be fun.
Dalton coming on the blitz that time.
Oh,
Pressure from
ATE trying to get there too. Chucks this one, tipped. Nothing doing. 3rd down. Holman under some pressure there as he's running for his life out to that right side.
Just mentioned that nose spot. Stoltz was the one that kind of blew that play up. ATE in pursuit. Again, good pressure from that D-line. That's going to create good things for the secondary.
At the half, coming up in a bit. Stick around. We've got the bench warmer is going to join us. The vice president, Adrian Bonashinsky, will be up here. Talk a little bit about some special events that are coming up at our home games over the next 2 weeks. It's going to be some fun home games. It'd be great to be back at Raider Field. Holman, 3rd and long here. 3rd and 10.
ball on
Oh,
the
bad
ground.
snap.
Boom time.
Get him. Oh, gosh, just got loose. Chucks
Ball up.
this one. He's got a guy open.
Oh,
yep, and catches it.
nope,
Ball down.
incomplete.
Nope, no catch. No catch. He had it for a split second, and then Hudson, I don't know who got the hand on
Brennan
it.
Nelson, B. Nelly broke that play up, but that was actually a nice play by the quarterback to get out of that. He fumbled the snap at first. Hudson bringing pressure. I thought Bonashinsky was going to get there. Rolls out, able to throw that up, but nice play by Nelson to just break it up there at the end.
Excellent play that'll bring up a fourth down. Player down. We'll take a breather. Be right back.
One of my favorites in town. Yep, it's the Willow River and Carbonis located in Burkhart, Wisconsin. A great place to hang out with your friends pre or post game. Fantastic pizza, beauty burgers, and roasted chicken you'll rave about for weeks. Chris and his crew are here for you. Stop on by and say hi. It's that Willow River and Carbonis just north of town.
When you're buying insurance.
Alrighty, a quick shout out to Ross Orthopedics. Your journey to healthy, confident, amazing smile starts at Ross Orthopedics. A proud sponsor of Hudson High School football. Dr. Gregory Ross, an expert, and the expert team at Ross Orthopedics knows everybody deserves to have the smile they've always dreamed of. Start with a free orthodontic exam before creating your professional braces or Invisalign treatment plans built for your lifestyle. Call or visit rossorthodontics.com today. Go Raiders. Invisalign, that's what I had back in the day. I'd love those things. Wear them all the time. Couldn't even tell you had them on. It's like magic.
Magic teeth.
It's like magic teeth, my man. All right, so a punt coming up here. We've got the double deuce at the 36. A low
rider.
Low rider. That one makes its way to the 41-yard line down by the Old Abes. Again, really nice field position for the crew.
No penalties, so that's good. Last couple punts, the punter's just trying to get it off quick. Hudson's not really bringing pressure. He had a nice punt on his first attempt, but last couple have been kind of short.
I like it once the year gets going. People know our text in line.
Yeah.
So we're getting. I love getting shout outs coming in already, which is great.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Yep.
PG.
That's right. Keep them PG. You know who you are. Keeper.
Draw play.
There we go. Works his way through a couple. First down, kind of falls backwards over the 50 at midfield, and Schultz with a real close to a first down. Yep, they'll give him the first down.
England again with a nice block on that play. That's just that quarterback draw we talked about.
Made 9 on that. Yep, great play. Far side, pitches
nice
that one over.
Wiggle.
Oh, yeah, he caught his face, right? Got
Absolutely.
his face mask on that one.
Just you could tell just by the way Ross got spun around.
Yes.
If it would have been a jersey or a shoulder pad pull, I don't think he would have pulled them down so quickly.
Yeah. So flag down on the far side. We believe it is a personal foul, face mask. That'll be a first down. They'll move that. What is that, 10 or 15?
It's a 15-yarder. That's a personal foul. So
giddy up.
Personal foul on the defense, number 21. Face mask.
We'll take it.
15-yard penalty, first down.
So we got a minute 33 left to go in this first quarter. Hudson.
I'm thinking Hudson's going to get some more points yet this quarter, Ken.
Yeah, I would. I'd take that bet. All right, I wouldn't take that bet, I should say. I'm with you. Schultze back in the shotgun. He'll hand this one off to Roby. Roby looks upfield and.
Oh, maybe not.
Nothing doing there. Loss of 2 or 3 on that play.
Yeah, they contained that really well, and nobody out there to help them block.
Tough to do it on your own with 3 guys bearing down on you there. 2nd and 12 coming up. Take a peek at Coach on the sideline there and send in the next play. Again, you called it tonight. Taking a little more time between plays. Last couple weeks been a bit quicker.
Oh, tip play that time. Good read by the backer. He dropped into coverage there. That's been successful all year for Hudson, just running that quick slant play. Looks like number 10 on that, Blake. Make it hard on old guys. Aberman. Nice play by him.
We got some tomfoolery on the far side. Some Eau Claire fans trying to steal the Bleacher Creature flags.
Uh-oh.
Almost had the Hudson flag. Did not, though. Thank you.
Pass play. He'll tuck this one. Now rolls out to the right. Chucks it.
Nice
Caught.
play.
Wow, what a scramble. He catch that?
Lyndon Coleman with the catch. I'll tell you
man.
what, good job by him just following the quarterback to the sideline. You could see Ryland looking like he wanted to just tuck it and run.
He
All of
did for a second, yeah.
He tucked and then he pulled it back up to throw. Not a whole lot on it, but didn't need it.
Yeah.
Coleman with a nice play.
First down. Ball at the 21. 47 seconds to go in the quarter.
Get a block out there.
Jaeger
Get
on
a
the far
block.
side has a blocker. Tries to cut up. Picked up about
Ross
six.
Jaeger brought down by number 10, Blake Oneman.
6 on the play as he runs into his teammate there on the far side. 35 seconds to go in this quarter. 2nd and 5 coming up.
They're moving with a little bit of, they must have heard that I wanted them to score here.
Picking it up for your first quarter bet. Cuts up. Nice tackle there.
That's Jamison that time. Just on the edge, Hudson couldn't contain that block, and nice play by the corner to come up and make that tackle.
Third down and 5.
They're moving here with a little
10
bit
seconds.
of urgency.
Trying to get that Sundin touchdown in. I don't think they're going to do
It's
it.
going to be the quarter.
They'll pull up.
Well, sitting good starting the second quarter here.
100%. 100%. We'll be back in just 2 seconds here. Thanks again for tuning in to our Raiders streaming and the River Channel.
Finding protection closer to home is always better. After all, who is likely to care more about you? Someone at the end of a 1-800 number or your local professional insurance agent? If you need a quote or just have a question, please just drop in and see us or give us a call. SF Insurance Group is your local community insurance agency. Visit our many locations at St. Croix Falls, Osceola, Somerset, New Richmond, Hudson, Stillwater, Chisago City, and Forest Lake. Visit us online at sfinsurancegroup.com.
McCarty Construction, the top builder of decks and outdoor living spaces in western Wisconsin. McCarty also offers commercial and residential roofing with free roof inspections and quotes. And don't forget, McCarty has a lifetime guarantee on all workmanship. It's McCarty Construction. You can reach them at mccartyroofing.com.
Well, welcome back to Carson Park. Ken Conan, Aaron Sundin, Jeff Tiersig on our camera tonight. Being brought to you live from the Derrick Building Solutions booth here on the road. Hudson moving the ball here. Has a 3rd and 5. Looks like ball spotted at the 16-yard line. And trying to get something done here. They freshen up the clock. 12 minutes goes over there. We've got a second quarter just getting underway here. Let's see if Hudson can convert this one. Schulte
Keeper,
keeps
there
it.
he
Got
is.
room. Schulte makes his way through. Nice run after he gets through that first line of defense down at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, nice play again. That middle of the offensive line just opening up a hole, and Ryland able to hit the Jets and get Hudson close to Petered here.
I don't know who I was talking to the other day, but wasn't on the air. And I'll tell you, that's Schultz. He's got some rockets when he gets loose.
There he goes again.
Schultz up the middle,
In there
touchdown.
for another touchdown.
Ryland Schultz on the keeper. Touchdown, Raiders.
Watch that one just one more time because it's always fun. Schultz again, keeper. Nice blocking at the line. Opened up a nice seam for him. Bringing home the bacon.
Yeah, we were talking off air that kind of a sloppy first quarter. A couple turnovers for Hudson. Felt like the quarter took a little time. It also felt like Hudson left some points on the board. I'm sure the coaches are saying, let's try to clean it up here this second quarter before the half.
Ooh, tough snap. I'll tell you, nice job getting that one down and set for strong there. Extra point's good.
That's kind of that's typically your backup quarterback, maybe your punter as the hold guy, and as a holder, that's not an easy job because you're on the ground first of all. The ball's coming snapped
down on a knee, right?
If the snapper does a good job, it's coming in hot.
Right.
So you got to be prepared for it. You got to get it. You got to spin it, and then you got to make sure the timing is right.
Right.
So trust me, they work on that a lot. If you're a holder, you do get kicked in the hand from time to time.
Oh.
So you want to be good friends with your kicker.
I think when I try out for the men's football league this year, I'm going to pass on that
Really?
position. Yep. We'll let you
What,
be the running back.
You going to be a long snapper? What are
I
you
don't
gonna
know.
be?
I kind of feel like I might be on the line just pushing around people. You know what I mean? big fat sweaty guy at the sushi shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, get out of my way.
I'll be fourth tight end coach.
Love it. All right. What's that, Jeffrey? Nice. Jeffrey going to get a special angle on this one. We'll be following one of the gunners down on the field. In tight. Here we go. Nice kick again into the corner at the 4. Whoa, bobbled there.
Touchback.
It'll be a touchback. And the ruling on that, once he goes in there and touches it, it's on the ground.
Yeah,
That's a
if
touchback.
momentum takes him that direction, if he starts forward progress and then goes back, that's a whole different story.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, so,
okay. Got
so
it.
then at that point, they won't call a touchback. But, yeah, if you catch it and the momentum of the ball carries into the end zone, they're going to call that a touchback.
Got it. Thank you for the rule clarification. Again, if you are not here, which probably if you're watching online, you're not here, although there are some people in the stands that tend to tune in, which is crazy. It is denim night over here for the Studi section for the Old Abes. And I've never seen so much denim in my life.
A lot of Wranglers and Levi's over there.
Some gals have like capes almost. They're not capes, but they're like
they're full, like one
like
piece,
a long
one
coat.
piece denim.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
Hudson still with the number 1 defense in there, so trying to get them some more time.
Holman to the near side.
Nice coverage.
They had him sniffed out, but a nice move by that receiver. He makes his way up to the 27, 28-yard line after a nice move there.
Tay Ferguson with the reception. Yeah, just a little wiggle off that screen pass, able to make the safety miss.
Jeff doing a good job of the denim shop over here. That is the Old Abe Studi section. I like it.
Didn't realize, I guess we've been here a few times, but I forgot how there's not a whole lot of depth between the field and the bleachers.
Yeah,
you see a lot of schools have tracks around. Feels like a lot of breathing room, a lot of privacy. I mean, you got parents that are right breathing down the necks of those kids on the sidelines.
Second
play there.
2. Ooh, that one's tipped.
Ball incomplete,
loose.
I think.
Incomplete. Get the Studi section if you can real quick. They've got one of the policemen doing the sign for them. That's great. I don't know if you'll be able to get it real quick.
Nice job.
Sorry.
Didn't get a number on that. Probably one of your safeties came up and popped that ball out. That was Ferguson again. That would have been a first down for the Old Apes.
I like it when the police get involved with the Studi section. That's some good stuff. 3rd and 2 here. They got a sign there about to post up, and the police person was about to do it. Get loud or go to jail, it says. That's great. Drop sack, that's Holman to the near side here. Caught and out of bounds, first down. Picked up just 2 on that, 3 on that one. That's all he needed.
Again, he had a hand in his face. I thought maybe there would be a tip play that time. Dickman with the pressure, but able to get it out. Pick up a short gain for a first down.
So that'll move the ball over to the 32-yard line.
A little bit of confusion there on that Old Abe offensive line.
1st and 10 here.
Pressure
Holman. Dickman. Ooh, he was looking there.
Underneath
nice
the coverage.
move. Picked up about 7 on that one as 2 guys kind of overran the play, and Old Abe's able to pick up a nice gain.
Hudson getting aggressive with the safety blitzes. That time they sent Brennan Nelson from the left side. Hudson's getting close, but not quite delivering on this drive with their pass rush.
We need just a little fan up here.
It's getting a little steamy,
Little air movement would be great.
I like our perch here, though.
I do too.
Double-decker perch here at Carson Park.
Couple yards to pick up, they do. Picked up about 5, 6, 7 on that play as he leaned forward. That was Clark, Julius Clark on the reception. LeBlanc on the tackle. Old Abe first down. You heard it out of the mega speaker in front of us out here.
Last week against Menominee, we saw this defensive line taking on 2 blockers and able to win those battles. Tonight, it's a lot of one-on-one, and they're just not getting there quick enough. The passes are coming out from Holmberg. Crisp, he's got time. Again, I think you'll continue to see Hudson throw some pressure his direction, but so far on this drive, looking good.
Quick pass to
Nice
that.
play by Hines that time.
Wow. Oh, they sniffed that one out.
Hines down here a couple plays ago had a missed tackle that time. He squared up nice, got a tackle for loss there, 3 yards.
2nd and 13, ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Time on the clock, 9:05 and ticking. In second quarter here. Second and 13 coming up. Holman in the shotgun. Seems like he's been there all night long. He'll put a man in motion. Rolls out to his right. Oh, ATE got
There's
held
a
there.
sack right
Nice.
there.
There's-
Mr. Bonashinsky. ATE kind of contained him. Bonashinsky cleans it up.
Is that
Gets the
sack?
Raiders' second sack of the night.
2. Thank you, Agave Kitchen, for donating $100 to the Rhinos Foundation. rhinosfoundation.org appreciates that. That's 2 on the night. $200 going to the Rhinos.
That looked like almost like a design run play. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he got flushed. He brought the ball up again looking for a receiver. But keep an eye on those backers here.
3rd and long coming up here. Holman drops back.
Dickman.
Pressure.
got him.
Oh! Blew him up. They got a hold. I would guess that flag is going to be far, but we'll see.
I think that's a hold on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually thought Dickman got held, but I think that came on the right side. That was ATE. Hudson's going to decline that. So another sack for the Raiders.
Another 100 to the Rhinos. Thank you, Agave Kitchen. That is 3 tonight. They'll decline that one like you suggested. So ball at the 35 and a 4th and a mile to go. They'll get rid of this one.
Sam Dickman having a good night, Grandma and Grandpa. 4 tackles so far, 2 sacks for him.
Loving it. Be fun to see you guys. If you get a chance, stop up, say hi in the booth next week. Love to put a face and a name with you guys. Again, homecoming next week. High snap. Oh, that one gets over his head. He's going back to catch that one. Ball's loose.
Ball.
Oh, goodness sakes. Ball down at the 10. Get a replay, he says. I think I got one. That was a hot mess going on back there.
Yeah, the punter just didn't know what to do with it. All of a sudden, you thought he was just going to say, hot potato, leave it alone. And again, Hudson, token pressure. They were setting up for a return. And
yeah.
I think at a little bit of pressure there, it might have been a scoop and score by the defense. So,
oh, that poor punter. That was like a nightmare. He's like crawling and he couldn't move. No! Oh, gosh. Ball at the 11. Great field position for the Raiders here. High snap. Keeper. Flag down on the far side. Look at him cut that one right up. We'll see. I don't know. We got a flag on the far
that's going to
side.
be on Hudson. So they're blowing it back. I think we had a illegal motion, probably a false start.
Ryland with some nice skills, as always, in tight there. And
Nope, they did call a legal shift. I say that sometimes, and people are like, that's a false start. No, there is a rule called a legal motion. And what that is you can't have people moving at the same time.
more than one
There it
person.
is.
Yep.
So, thank you, refs.
Total redemption.
Total
redemption in the booth right now.
That's a false start. No, it's a legal shift.
Do that
People.
voice again, would you?
That's a false start. What is wrong with you?
There we go. Ryland around that edge on that far side picks up about 10 yards there.
I don't know what that was. It actually, Jameson came by expecting a handoff, I think, and Ryland was expecting him maybe to get the ball, but all of a sudden
He's like,
picked it up and got something
see
out of
ya.
nothing.
I'm out of here. 2nd and looks like 6 here. Ball at the 6. Roby, handoff. Ooh, got
Hit a wall
stuck
that
there at
time.
the line.
Did a good job covering up that time.
Yep. Ball at the 5, so he picked up 1 or 2 on that play. They could pick up a first down without a touchdown. The marker's at like the 2. 3rd down, little pitch. Got a block coming around the edge.
That's going to be a touchdown,
Cut it
Ken.
upfield. Boom,
There it
bada
is.
bing. Yeager, the double deuce. Punches the ticket. Touchdown, Hudson.
You could see that he had a lot of green there, a lot of real estate to be able to get there.
Yeah.
Good job, too, blocking on that edge. You could see the receivers in the end zone actually blocking Old Abe's to free that up.
Hudson Flags making a quick lap over there on the far side. Good snap, good hold, kicks way up there, and it is good. Strong on the kick there. So 27 rip right now. Well, it's tough when you know the snap was high, kicker's back, just crawling for his life.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street back there. It's basically Halloween enactment back there.
Do you remember last year when we were up in Superior, and this was varsity football. They kicked the ball off, and I think the deep man was up a little bit. Ball bounced over his head, and it just kind of stopped and stayed there on the 5-yard line. He started jogging off the field. The coaches are screaming at him because that's a live football, right?
Yeah.
Same deal. He came back, just piled on it. Hudson got the ball at the 5. So
crazy.
Sometimes,
crazy.
There's a reason teams are 1-4. They're young. I will tell you this.
Yeah.
The quarterback is a senior, but everybody else I mentioned, I believe they're all juniors. So trying to rebuild. I think Coach Sins had a decent thing going here. I think back to the years Hudson had some real competitive teams, 2010, 2012, 2014. They were pretty good. The old Aves were a tough out. And, again, they passed the football a lot, but they were athletic.
Caught at the 8-yard line. Nice move. On up to the 20.
Hines with the tackle. Good job by him. Might have had a block in the back there, but refs didn't see it.
Let her go. Doesn't count if they don't see it. That's
right.
what Bloomberg always told me.
Yeah, that's right.
That guy. You got to watch him. 7:02 left to go in the opening half here. All Hudson so far. Abe's again putting them in some really good field position throughout the evening, and Hudson making them pay for that. Got to pay the piper.
50-50 drawing has a booth set up back by the concession.
Again, stick around at the half. We got the bench warmers in the house talking about some special games coming up, some tomfoolery coming up at the homecoming game as well. It should be fun. Holman back in the shotgun, trying to get his team little life, little something going here.
Nice catch.
Yep.
A couple of defensive substitutions for the Raiders. Number 25 into the game. That's Nehemiah Dunbar. He's playing cornerback. You also got number 54, Evan Holden. Number 51, Liam Mayer. We'll keep an eye out and see if we see some more substitutions so far. That's what I see on the field. I'm sorry, number 8 as well into the game, Robert Henning. Top of your screen, playing corner.
So putting in some fresh faces there. I like that. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Old Abes. They'll make a move on the line here and load up that far side. Little handoff and run. It's number 11. Simmons makes his way for 3, maybe 4 on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Nehemiah Dunbar.
I'm going to get a fresh mic up. Are your ears sweating like mine are with this headset right now?
I'm not, but I did have to take a layer off. And
you did? Okay.
Yep,
I noticed.
Starting to breathe a little heavy.
Okay. You have to get the O2 tank up here.
Warm here. We were here, what was it, 3 years ago? We had snow. That was pretty cool.
That was great. It was kind of a sleeting, like a driving snow. Yeah,
and
it was
they
a great
were
game.
tough. They were a better team that year, too. I remember that was kind of a battle till the 4th quarter, and Hudson ended up winning that.
It was. Put his head down and jump forward for the first down for the Old Abes. There is something about a game that has some weather to it, whether it's rain or snow or whatever, that just it makes it more fun.
Those August games, to me, they're weird because the weather is so hot. I mean, we're wearing shorts, T-shirts, and we're still sweating.
Right.
We're getting into, the evenings are cooler now, but man, I do hope we get a little snow or we get a little cold at one of these games.
Would be fun, wouldn't it?
And we can pretty much count on it if we can do a deep playoff run. So let's do that, Raiders, and just get us what we want here, okay?
Check. 1st and 10 here for the Old Abes. Ball again at the 38-yard line. Holman fakes. Nope, he does the handoff there. It looked like they bobbled it a little bit at the in the backfield, but Simmons on the carry picks up about 5.
Looked like Zach Dalton might have a crack at that tackle, but just kind of took a dive, and runner was able to juke out of the way and pick up about 5 yards. 4:39 left here in the half.
Ball at the 42-yard line now, 2nd and 5. Some movement on the Abe's line there. Holman drops back, fakes the handoff, comes to the near side here. Nice hit, just chucked out of bounds.
Number 2, Julius Clark, pushed out of bounds.
That was Jack LeBlanc again.
The hammer.
Not much gets done on those edges with Schwartz and LeBlanc. They're good cover guys. We've talked about them earlier this season. They've been opportunistic with some interceptions. Of course, LeBlanc in that first game had a pick 6 that kind of changed the tide. Hudson going to rotate back in with some of their starters.
So 1st and 10, 48-yard line. 4:20 left to go in the second quarter. Ooh, there's a little breeze coming in the booth.
You're blocking my breeze, Ken. Move.
I'm not blocking your breeze. Fat guy.
Oh, movement.
Movement on the line.
So Bonashinsky moved first, but as long as he doesn't go across that line of scrimmage, he's okay.
Full start. Offense number 56.
Oh.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, there you go.
He can come out of his stance.
Okay.
But the offense can't move. So that was kind of a mirror shot there where the guy across from him came out of his stance, and that's going to be a false start.
1st and 15 coming up.
I like the fact Hudson's still aggressive man-to-man. You can see them at the bottom of your screen with Hines and LeBlanc playing tight. Now they drop.
Oh, nice block there. Almost had a sack in the backfield. Ball loose! Ball loose!
Did not see who fell on top of it, but that was ATE. Just kind of got a big paw up there.
Ooh.
Aiden Teperain.
Aiden Teperain. ATE, as we like to call him, 2nd and long ways, 14.
I was complaining before about the track and the distance, but now as we sit in here in the booth, we're pretty close to the action.
It's great.
I can see everything right in front of us, which is a super vantage point.
Yeah, that's great. Yep, like the double-decker that we're in. I like that we're on the top floor here. It's a sweet camera angle. Again, 2nd and 15 here. Holman will drop back to pass. Good protection. Slings it to the near side, out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
Run out of bounds at the.
Well, those little chunk plays are okay, but not when you're at 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 20. You got to take the lid off it a little bit. They're protecting the quarterback, but you're down 27 points here.
Yeah, you'd think you just, I don't know, maybe heave it down.
Hudson's giving them those plays at this point.
3rd and 9 here. Old Abe's. 4:02 left in the second. Oh, he got stuck on that far side.
That was Stigler. You could tell he could feel the footsteps coming. Alligator arm that thing.
Ouch. They're going to go for this one on 4th.
Well, I think
would
you
guess.
almost have to.
Yep.
I mean, either way, and now, again, nothing short's going to really work. So do you look to kind of go over the top, even if it's intercepted? At least
that's right. It's better than
you're
where it's
basically looking at a punt there. Keep an eye on number 18 for Hudson on a deep play because he tracks the ball real well.
Holman drops back. Shot up the middle. Looked like he dropped that one, and he did. So turnover on downs.
And that went right towards Lessard, and I saw him. He was in his backdrop, and then he kind of stopped for a second. I thought he was going to drive towards the football, but just a little bit short. Nonetheless, Hudson gets the football back with good field position. Looks like they're going to bring their starting offensive line out. We'll see who comes in at quarterback. It might be Homey, and it is.
Nice. I like that. So just inside of 4 minutes to play. Ball at the 49.
Peyton Pingle also into the game.
All right, Pingle. Like these guys getting some action right now. Number 12 is Homey. He'll keep this one. Nice hole through the middle. Homey with a stutter step. Ball loose.
I think they got it back.
No, turnover. Oh, what a run by Homey, too.
Just kind of popped out as he was running past the defender. Guy got an arm out. Jace Olson, one of the linemen in on that play, was coming in trailing it, and all of a sudden, the momentum of we're moving forward and the ball's going backwards. It's kind of fun to watch. Even though it's not a good thing for the offense, but
wild play there. So first down for the Old Abes. Ball at the 33.
I can promise you that practice this week is going to be a lot of ball control, ball management,
yes.
Ball strip drills.
Mm-hmm. Yep, got to clean that up. All right, so Old Abe's offense back on the field here. They'll shuffle some people around. Uh-oh, here comes Tempering and Dickman.
Oh, he's like, get it out of here. I'll throw it to Mom and Dad in the stands. Right? That thing, if that bar wouldn't have been there, somebody would have taken it right in the chops.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it is surprising. It's just like 3 yards from literally like the stands to the field almost.
She's cozy.
Yep, right on top here. Yep, Dickman and ATE were chomping at the bit on that one. Smell a little blood in the water. 2nd and 10 here. Again, ball at the 34, 33.
ATE got held. They're going to call it. Got him.
Put the belt on. It's another sack. Alicious for Hudtown.
I like it. There's your nose guard getting that tackle.
Big boy.
Jacob Stoles with the tackle.
Stoles.
ATE literally got horse collared on that play.
Is that number 4 on the night?
That's number 4.
Thank you, Agave, for the $100 sack donation to the Rhinos Foundation. 3rd and long. Very long. 3rd and 15.
Number 7 into the game for the Raiders. That is Robert Henning.
Good pressure again.
Pressure again. There he is.
Oh, my goodness.
There's that nose guard again. Nose tackle we kept talking about. Bringing pressure up the middle. David Brown with the pressure that time.
Browntown bringing the heat. I love it. Got him by the ankles there. Brought him down as he was trying to get that pass off. And
poor Holmberg's just trying to throw it into the stands at this point. Staying alive.
I love it. I got him singing in the booth. Mark your counters, folks. It's go time. Staying alive. Staying alive. Loving it.
I can't hit the BG falsetto.
We're going to have to get a remix of that later. There we go. A little water in the gullet. You're all set. Nice little punt here. Fielded at the 35. That's Yeager. He cuts back one way. Now up the middle. Seeing a little daylight here. Yeager brought down at the 45. Good run by him. Made a couple yards on that one.
Saw Brennan Nelson, who was one of the blockers on that play, just kind of get in front of a body, and as soon as the kid fell down, his hands went right up like this. I didn't do it.
I like that. That's great. Well, what do we got on the clock over here? 2:39 left to go in this opening half. It's been a crazy little ride with turnovers and, just been, we'll talk about it at the half, but just nutty.
Hudson with their number 1 offense again. Pitch out there to Jameson. He's going to get a big chunk here.
There we go. Over the 40, 35 and out of bounds. Good hustle on that far side as Schultz pitched that one over to him.
Schultz pitch out to number 26, Aiden Jamison.
Got a nice block out on that edge from Lessard.
By number 10, Blake Oneman. First down, Raiders.
Let's see here. All right, 1st and 10 here. Ball at the 36, little misdirection there, and keeper by Schultz, I believe, right up the middle. Didn't pick up much. Maybe 1 on that one as he hit a wall. That was the Old Abes there.
Real quick, let's give a shout out here. Let's after this play.
2nd and 9 for the Raiders. Schultz with it now. He's got an option setting up. Pitches it over to Yeager. Yeager turns the corner. Got a block over the 20. Out at the 16-yard line. Nice running, Yeager.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of reading his blocks, reading the defenders. Good job by him. Just want to give these old linemen a quick shout-out, too. They're going to probably see this drive maybe start the second half, but Jameson this time.
Hand
Got a
off.
blocker out
Yep.
front with Roby carrying the block.
There you go.
Nice job. Follows it.
Nice.
Stiff arm down to about the 3-yard line.
Pitch out to number 26, Aiden Jamison. Brought down by number 8, Nolan Adams.
So, offensive line, mentioned him a couple times. Jake Arnovic, Trevor Pals, Vaughn DeMuth, Ethan Jensen, Thomas England doing a great job out there. Protecting the quarterback, but also blowing up some holes. Jameson cuts back
There we
into the
go.
end zone for a
Touchdown,
touchdown.
Hudtown.
That was kind of the Aiden Jameson drive there. A couple big runs by him. Gets a touchdown.
Yeah, Jameson with some nice carries on that one, and it did a great job finishing that one off. Gets Strong in for the extra point.
Got 1:41 here left in the half. Hudson looking to put the cap on this drive for a 34-0 lead.
Wow. Big first half.
Nice job by Homie on that snap. Good
Another
job.
nice job by Homie on the snap.
Is good.
He's going to see some playing time this second half. Coaches aren't going to hold back with him playing some quarterback.
Yep.
These next 3 games, that's kind of what it's all about. And the pace that the coaches need to think about is, look, we've played really 4 tough games in a row, starting with Spash. Come back, you got Chip, you played River Falls, you got Menominee. Now you're going into kind of the soft part of your schedule. Not to overlook anybody any week, but of the 3 teams that Hudson's going to face here in these next 3 weeks, North is probably the toughest team, which we don't say very
Which is
often.
crazy. Yeah, that's a fact that does not rear its head, or hasn't reared its head in years and years, where North's a team that we're like, all right, now North might give us something to talk about.
They might give us a quarter.
Give us a game.
But now you might get, they're gonna hang in there. They beat this Memorial team. They beat Superior. Superior is really the anomaly to me. I don't know what happened up there with their program, but they're getting trounced by everybody.
Yeah, it's been a rough year.
I'm not, and they lost both their non-conference games. So the thankful thing I have to say is we're not going to Superior this year, because I think that would be a long game.
Oh,
good for
gosh,
Hudson.
right?
Don't get me wrong, but again, the coaches need to balance it, because you got to get everybody playing time, get some depth, but you also got to be prepared that you got New Richmond at the end of the schedule, and then of course the playoffs. So you don't want to take the foot off the gas too much.
Yeah, there's a balance there, right? Where you take it off a bit, because you don't want to get a bunch, potential risk of injuries, but you also want to be game ready. And I'll tell you that New Richmond game, I think, is going to shape up to be a kind of a prelude to the playoffs. It'll be a tough game.
And they're playing kind of the tougher part of their schedule yet. I was talking to some parents from that group. They got Chip tonight. We'll check that score at halftime.
All right,
I told them Chip's, they're well coached, they're plucky, and then you got Menominee, and I think we saw what Menominee can do on those first 2 drives last week against Hudson. I think they're better than they were last year. So those aren't easy games on the New Richmond schedule by any means.
Holman throws that one into the turf, basically.
A couple more guys getting into the rotation here. I'm sure we'll see them in the second half as well. Number 45 on my roster is Chase Johnson. One thing I can tell you, we don't always get the right rosters. So if we call out somebody's wrong number, don't hold it against us. You can text the booth, tell us where we're wrong.
Here's the number to text the booth. Let you jot that down real quick in your steel trap of a mind. Thrown
Nice
up the
play
middle.
by Hines.
Oh, flag being thrown onto the field there. And guess a pass interference potentially.
Yeah, it looked like good coverage by Hines. I mean, he was right there, but might have had a hand on the shoulder. Bang, bang play. They're going to call that on Ethan Hines, I think.
Pass interference, defense, number 24. 15-yard penalty, first down. After the penalty, that's another old Abe. First down.
After the penalty, they're going to celebrate
We'll
it.
take it.
Hold
Hey,
it.
all right.
First down. Sorry, we shouldn't joke on the announcer, but it is kind of funny. Ball be spotted right at midfield. On another old Abe. First down. Holmberg to the near side here, caught at the 46. Runs that one to the 43.
Hunter Shirt's able to make that tackle coming down from the linebacker spot. You know, some
Gain of 7 on the play brings up 2nd and 3.
Minute 10 seconds to go. 2nd and 3. Holmberg again to the near side. Stood up over there and wrestled out of bounds at about the 40. Be close to a first down.
Brought down by number 2.
So people think, oh gosh, you know, what are they going to do? They're down 34-0 with these short passes, and they're not going to do anything down the field quick to get points on the board. Kind of comes down to you are who you are, and that this is their offense. We've seen it in other games where all of a sudden Hudson starts to get away from it. We saw it in River Falls. They don't know how to run an efficient hurry up because they're used to running the football, taking clock off, things like that. So
tipped at the line.
That's when opportunities come like that, where you might get an interception or a turnover or things like that. So I still think, what was my over-under on turnovers? 2? We got 2.
Yeah, the over-under for the
We got a
game
fumble
was
and
2.
and a pick so far, right?
Yep.
I said 6 sacks. Let's see what Paul Rohde's on the hook for here.
4 so far.
4,
if
yep.
My Rochester math is
Thank
holding
you, Paul.
up. Yes, thank you. 2nd 10 here. Ball at the 40-yard line. Holmberg with some time. Chucks that one up the middle, about a yard or 2 in front of his receiver, number 5, Ferguson. And
he had good time on that play.
He did. Just couldn't get it dialed up. Right? I mean,
Again,
just off the mark.
It's the pressure. I think the pressure eventually, you saw him throw it out of bounds here a couple times. High school
Under
kid,
pressure.
you get nervous after getting hit so many times and seeing guys in your face. You got that on your
I was looking to see
Rolodex
if I
there?
had under pressure or not. I don't think that I do.
I got to have you tee up one of your sound bites for
I got some
trivia.
stuff. I'm up to Holmberg. Pass to the 35, caught. Pushes that one forward to the 31-ish.
It's going to be close to a first down. I think he's the spot looks good, so I think they might give it to him.
Looks a little shy, so 4th and 1. Clock at 43 and ticking right now. Old Abe's trying to make some hay before the end of the first half here. Wow, just smoked. I don't think he.
Pass complete to number 11.
Looks like a generous spot there at the 30. I think they'll move the sticks.
Jack LeBlanc. And that's another Old Abe.
Yeah, LeBlanc's on that thing. He's on those quick passes like right now.
Chain
I was going
gangs.
to use an analogy. It was probably inappropriate, but
Mr.
he's right on it.
Mr. Inappropriate. He is Mr. Inappropriate. We're going to stay with this one, and we might go with some fun tunes here. I don't know, what do we got here? Whoa. I had to mute this so we don't get in trouble. We need like the ability to shoot a flare up or something so they know they're on camera. So I know they'd be going wild over there, being up 34 rip right now. Again, the bleacher creatures, the crew, the studie section, that the neon / construction workers that made the trip on over. Again, we'll do some shout outs at the half. We got some stats, some highlights at the half. All around tomfoolery and skullduggery will be happening at the half, as they say. And a flag down. Flag on the play. That'll be on the Old Abes. They will move themselves backwards 5 yards.
53 in the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Boy, if that isn't the story tonight for those guys. They've just, it's just been a constant, like, move it back.
Yeah, and sometimes when a team plays like that, you see another team, even though they're better, might play down to that. And that's happened
agree.
a little bit with Hudson.
Agree, yep.
He's going to try to chuck it down there. Got a receiver.
He did. Nice pass, nice catch inside the 20. We'll move the chains real quick. Clock will stop at 26 seconds.
And that's
Sard on the tackle.
First down.
Wind the clock back up. 25-24 and ticking.
Hudson with a late substitution. ATE
trying to get
flying in there.
and look at him throwing bodies around. He's like, I'm on this guy. Did you see him come in and light that dude up on the far side?
Yeah.
He literally just like ripped him.
Not sure what happened there. All of a sudden, had a guy coming off the field for Hudson, not really moving too fast. And then all of a sudden, like a rocket, out comes ATE, channeling his inner DB position, and had to give a little shoulder shrug.
Oh, that was great watching him come in hot. Hey, we got Ann Mauer tuning in with her crew out there. Go Raiders. Hockey cheering you on. Look at that motley crew, the hockey.
All right.
Hockey parents getting together out there. Good-looking group of folks. What up, Mauer and crew? Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you, and appreciate all you did to get us hooked up with some high-speed internet at the new rink. It's awesome. Adrian Bonitsinski wants to know how she can get to me. I'm going to text her real quick. You got it.
A lot of stairs. So Hudson with some substitutions here on defense. Dickman back in the game. Aiden Tempering also in the game. And it's a pride thing. I think the defense doesn't want to give up points here before the half.
13 seconds to go here. Holmberg drops back, looking left this whole time.
Ooh.
Chuck that one just off the fingertips.
Kind of had him there for a second. Found a little hole in the defense. Second and goal here, 10 seconds left.
All right, second and goal. Like you said, 10. Is it 10 on the nose? It is.
10 on the nose.
10 on the nose. Holmberg trying to make some hay here late. Get him off.
Looking for a corner shot. LeBlanc, I like it. There it is.
Intercepted by Hudson.
He played that ball really well. The receiver was trying to do it, run a kind of a post to the corner. You could see that LeBlanc was actually behind it, went up and made that play. So there's turnover number 3 for Hudson.
Great camera work by Jeff Tierstig in the booth with us tonight. Great job on that one. Fun replay.
Well, there you go. No points for the Old Aves in this first half. So good job by the Raider defense to hold there. Take a knee.
Just when you thought they were threatening. Intercepted. So there's another turnover by them. We're going to take a quick breather here in the booth. We've got a guest if she can find her way up here.
I think she's right behind you.
Oh, my goodness. She found her way up here. Hey, what do you know? We're going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with the bench warmers.
Smiles in Motion, our board-certified pediatric dentists and team make it fun to go to the dentist. We realize it's a privilege to care for your child. We address dental care and education in a professional and gentle manner to ease our young patients. We are prepared to care for a child's specific oral health needs throughout all ages, beginning at age 1. From infants to teenagers, patients always look forward to their next trip to the dentist. Smiles in Motion, where lasting smiles begin.
Hi, Billy Weber here, owner of Fit Real Estate Group, brokered by eXp. Today, the Hudson Raiders are going to illustrate for you the importance of planning.
So many of you have fought for every inch to get to where you are today. You deserve for your next chapter to be a victory. So please don't be stubborn like so many others that I've seen that hold on just too long. Knowing when to pass the ball off can make the difference of winning or losing. Now is your time to celebrate your life's hard work.
My team is here to help you. Whether you're looking to buy or sell today, it doesn't make a difference. So let's start writing your playbook today. Give us a call at 833-33-FIT-RE.
Precision engineering, rigorous attention to detail. A Bryant Evolution heating system is so well designed, it's as much of a joy to install as it is to use.
Good to go.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Welcome back to the Derek Building Solutions booth here. I have a special guest with me right now, Adrian
Bonashinsky.
You got it right.
Was I close?
That's exactly right. I think you've had enough.
Bam! I'm killing it up here, finally.
Well, if enough people text in, you're going to get it right.
There's one guy that he is just so pleasant. He texts in phonetically, like almost religiously those first 4 games. I'm like, thank you. It's a name that we got to get right. Your kiddo is just killing it out there. He's having another great game tonight.
He is, and I'm on the bench warmers, so you really can't.
You are.
You really can't go wrong. Yeah.
Love it. So the reason that we have Adrian in the booth tonight is she is part of the Benchwarmers. She is the vice president, I believe, this year.
VP.
We had the president on the docket, but apparently she's got some daughter who's having some baby, apparently.
She does, and as the #1 Raider fan, her daughter had her baby.
Oh, she did?
During the game.
Come on.
So I don't have any more details.
And
I
do you
just know
think
we
that she
have a
named
baby.
it Aaron or Ken, or neither?
Oh, I think she's going with Cowles.
Cowles,
Yeah,
yes,
Cowles.
Coach Cowles.
Yeah,
yes,
first name Cowles, last name middle name to be
TBD.
determined. Yep.
TBD.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I wanted to get you guys in the booth because we had talked offline, doing some emails and stuff about some special events that were coming up. And I just thought, what better way to give the real story on what's going on with these events, but have you guys in the booth and just talk us through it.
Yeah,
Would you mind? So we've got homecoming coming up next week.
We do have homecoming, so we're back at home, which is exciting
Awesome.
after a long away stint.
It's about time, right?
We have homecoming coming up next week, which we know will be an awesome turnout. We also have a Milwaukee Burger Night on October 2nd, so it's a Monday.
Okay.
It's an awesome opportunity to come out and eat, and then a portion of the night sales go to the Benchwarmers, which is minimal effort, maximum food. You got it.
Easy peasy. And if you don't know where the Milwaukee Burger is in town, then you don't live in town. It is, what is it, right over by the Valvoline, across from the country market area, County Market.
Yep.
Right over there. They do a mean shake and burger deal. And then again, 5 or 10% of the sales that evening. And you have to mention that you're there for the Benchwarmers, I think.
Yep, and then
poof, they cut us a check later, which is fantastic. It's a great way to earn money, right?
It really is. It's pretty effortless. And then the biggest thing and the thing we're most excited about is our last home game of the season, October 6th, is what we call our Pink Out game. So the game that benefits rhinos. I know a foundation near and dear to your heart. And we stick with the Pink Out tradition, but just a reminder that rhinos really does support families impacted by all cancers.
That's right.
Last year we were able to raise over $12,000.
No
so
way.
We've set the bar high.
Crazy.
We're ready to knock it out of the park again. So the biggest things that you can do to support are by purchasing a T-shirt or sponsor cards, which are both available to purchase through the Benchwarmers website, which is HudsonRaidersFootball.com.
And on that site, I think there's a tab that says, like, fundraiser or something right there, or sponsor,
fundraisers,
one of
and
the
it's
two.
right there.
Yeah.
So, and we'll try to get a link. I'll talk to Jamie. We can probably get a link right on the page. And if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, it's all out there as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love the goal of maybe beating that number from last year. How fun would that be?
Not a doubt.
Be great. Would be great. And then homecoming that week, we've got Powder Puff game, but I don't know if you know, but we're going to stream that action.
We do, and so the Benchwarmers will have the helmet up for the kids to run through.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be streamed
That's
again.
going to be great.
So there's that. There's a lot of home games going on. 10-6 is also our last home game of the season, regular season. So that will be senior night. So yeah, we've got a lot of fun things.
A lot of stuff going on.
A lot of fun things coming up. So,
Love it. Love it. Well, thanks for jumping in the booth. I know it was kind of all of a sudden, here you go, you're in the booth.
Here
and so,
I go.
Great
That's
job.
what happens when people have babies. So
I
I'm
know.
happy to be here. We can't thank you enough for your support and everyone's support out there because these boys do an amazing job on the field, and we just feel really privileged to be able to provide them the food that they need, the pictures. Everybody loves the pictures of the games, which we can support.
Awesome.
We've got Ella Bauer out there who's doing videography for us
She
now.
knocked it out of the park. That post she did?
Yeah, so she's going to do that
You
every
guys
week
have
for
got
us. So she's
what a gift she has.
I know.
Wow,
so we've
that
got
was
a
really well
lot
done.
of amazing things for these boys, and we couldn't do it without everyone's support.
Yeah, that video, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I put a like on it. I think I threw it on my on the Raiders streaming, whatever it's called, the Reels or whatever it is. You got to tune in and watch that.
Yeah.
It is really well done. Great footage. It's spliced together just perfect. I'm a video guy. I'm a nerd like that. And the music's just dead on. It's like money.
We were going to try and do it, and then there was no way we could compete with her
She
level
was
of awesomeness.
Awesome. Well, I got to
Awesome.
run. I got
Yes.
some sponsors that need to get on the frame here. Thank you
Oh, thanks, Ken.
so much
always.
for joining me in the booth. You were
Amazing.
fantastic. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Loser buys lunch. You got it. Does this guy know I'm a D1 nose tackle? Assuming I'm an old man will be his first mistake. Am I gonna lose my hair like that? Is that what happened? I used to have hair like that. Honest, I did. I'm getting hungry. Time to end this. Does this go in trash or recycling? Go Raiders.
Jonesy's local bar and grill, close to the rink for all your pre and post game fun. Jonesy's features some great apps, the pretzel, onion rings, and don't forget, great wings, both bone-in and boneless. Boneless available in white and dark meat. And then my favorite, on Saturday and Sunday, it's the prime rib. Wow! Jonesy's also caters and hosts meat raffles to benefit local nonprofits. Thanks for being part of the team.
Azim loves his work teaching emergency medicine, and he loves his family even more. For Azim and his family, home is where fun becomes feelings and love is shared. The home loan experts at Midwest One Bank helped Azim and Faiza buy their home with a mortgage and local service. Azim values paying directly to a lender he knows and trusts. For a variety of home loan options, choose Simply Better Banking from Midwest One Bank. Equal housing lender.
Discover Spanish, Cuban, and Latin-influenced cuisine at Pedro's del Este. Explore our menu of tapas-style small plates and artfully crafted cocktails. Consider our newly expanded event space for all your private party needs. Spice up your brunch, dinner, or craft cocktail hour at Pedro's del Este.
Go Old Abe's. Take it away.
Old Abe's band crushing it right now with Master of Puppets they just played. Now comes a little GNR. Enjoy. Well, that's my type of band performance out there. Some old school metal going on, performed by the marching band of the Old Abes. Loving every minute of it. Couple shout outs, not a couple, we got a bunch of shout outs coming in here. First off, sitting in the driveway watching the game, Kathy O'Keefe, the Gilberts, the Heights. Future Raider Jackson Gilbert is here too. Go Raiders. Tom O'Keefe, thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Kathy, the president of the Rhinos. Proud to be on her board. Great crew, and thank you for all that you do and getting us organized and out there in the community. Thank you, Kathy. Gosh, where do we start here? Whew, we got them stacked up right now. Bloomberg tuning in, Anderson tuning in. Let's just start here. Go Raiders tuning in from DeWitt, Iowa, cheering on the team. Our nephew is Jack Strong. Strong, always a fun guy to watch out there. Grandma Mary in Minnesota is cheering hard for Hudson Raiders and Jacob Arnovic, number 58. Thank you, Grandma Mary, for tuning in. Watching from Detroit Lakes tonight. Friday night at home. Detroit Lakes, I love it. Love the pick. Hudson Raiders, go Jack Arnovic, go Raiders. Auntie Callie. Loving it. Boyd and Karen Nielsen watching number 4, grandson. Brennan Nielsen. Go Nelson, sorry. Yep. Go Raiders. Thank you, Nelsons, for tuning in. Grandma Strong with a shout-out, watching the Raiders at home in Iowa. Grandma, I'll be down in Iowa next week, I think. Debbie Johnson here. Another great night listening to Raiders football. You got it here. Our Raiders streaming on the River Channel. Dan Bloomberg tuning in. Great coverage tonight, he says. Thanks, Mr. Bloomberg. Appreciate you tuning in. Watching the game online. Great to see all the replays. That's right. We are pretty cool with our replays. We'll have a halftime show replay
Got about
mashup here if we can get to it.
3 minutes.
Raider hockey and soccer cheering the boys on. Ann Maurer, thank you for tuning in. Jason Anderson, Hudson freshman with the defense battle tonight in a 6-6 tie versus ECM.
Oh, barn burner.
Talk about a defensive battle, Mr. Anderson. Thank you.
Extra innings.
Mr. Anderson. Hey, Ken, it's me, Nate Cromie, watching from Titletown again. Go Raiders, Titletown. Where would that be again? Oh, Green Bay. That's right. Well, we got to get to, you want to do highlights real quick? I've got more shout-outs. What our stats?
We'll do some quick stats here.
Yep.
These are unofficial. Your statistician chatterbox is trying to keep them here. We don't have the luxury of being close to the coaches tonight where I usually steal them from. But for Hudson, 176 yards in that first half on the ground, led by Ross Yeager. Yeager with 6 rushes, 59 yards, and a touchdown. We've got Justin Roby, 7 rushes for 40 yards. Ryland Schultz had a nice half, 5 rushes, 43 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Aiden Jamison had a nice drive there to kind of finish that first half. 3 rushes, 34 yards, and a touchdown. So 4 rushing touchdowns. That's been kind of the emphasis of this offense tonight. Only 2 pass attempts for the Raiders. Ryland Schultz connected twice, one on that big bomb to start the game to Tyler Lassard. 64-yard touchdown for him. And also, Mr. Coleman got a catch tonight. Our blocker we talk about all the time. 22-yard catch for him on a nice play. Came back for that. So 2 for 2 for Ryland Schultz, 86 yards. Defensively, kind of all over the map. We'll talk about sacks first. We have Paul Rohde from Agave Kitchen donating $100 per sack to the Rhinos. 4 sacks in that first half, led by Sam Dickman.
Boom, let's go Rhinos.
4 tackles, 2 sacks for Sam. Also, Spencer Bonashinsky had a tackle and a sack. Also had a sack from one of my unsung heroes we talk about all the time, those nose tackles, David Brown with a sack.
Loving Brown. Great job.
Also on the defensive side, a good half for Ethan Hines with 3 tackles. Also Ben Stigler having him back, 3 tackles. Kind of across the board then 1 and 2 apiece, but that first half, a little bit sloppy, Ken. I'd say that first quarter, we talked about it. I thought Hudson probably should have had at least another touchdown on the board, but coughed the ball up a couple times. They also returned the favor, able to get a couple of interceptions there. We talked about the one by Tyler, but also at the end there to save the touchdown was the hammer, the jackhammer, Jack LeBlanc with a touchdown there in the end zone. So 2 turnovers, or 2 interceptions, also a fumble recovery for Hudson. I think the turnover battle was 3 for us, 2 for them. So we're ahead in that, and we're also ahead on the scoreboard.
Love it. Halftime stats being brought to you by McCarty Construction. Your halftime highlight reel being brought to you by Midwest One Bank. Here we go.
Let's
This
take
will
a
be
look-see.
fast and furious.
All right. So this was in the first quarter here. Just a little draw play for Ryland Schultz. He had a couple of those in that first half. Here's that big bomb we talked about to Tyler Lassard.
Let's just
gets
shake.
behind and gets the little shake.
See ya.
And says,
Bye-bye.
off to the end zone here.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
This is that punt
Had to
play.
show it.
Hudson with great field position gets the ball at their 5-yard line. I think this was Schultz again. Nope, I'm sorry. That is Ross Yeager
I pulled
with
one
a
out.
stretch play there.
Yep.
Gets in for the touchdown. Here's that Schultz. Nope, that's Aiden Jamison. So we did pull out the.
Sorry, I just pulled. It was
That's
just
all
a short
right.
run.
That's
I
all right.
thought, it was kind of a gimme.
My brain doesn't remember all those things, but I kind of remember once I see
You're ready for it, though.
happening.
Sorry, I won't let that happen
So
again.
a good first half. Again, we talked about you played with some balance that first half with rotations. I expect we're going to see maybe the starting offense and defense come out or components of that in this first drive. But after that, expect you're going to start to see a lot of people coming in that don't get a lot of playing time. So that's always nice too.
All right, Tiger fans. That's New Richmond Tiger fans are watching. They're taunting us in the booth right now.
Tigers 25, Chi High 7. Tigers 32, Chi High 7.
Oh, boy, this is
5:07
shaping up,
in the third.
It's going to be a big game there to end that season.
Listen up, folks. Jilly says, let's go. Oh, boy.
What's
Looks like
Jilly doing? Is he shirtless again?
There's some fun going on. There's a dog in the picture. Oh, my goodness. for goodness sakes. Whose dog is that? Friday night under the lights. Cheering from Rancho Chanamango, California. I always screw that up. Go Raiders. Thanks for tuning in from Cali. Go Raiders streaming from Winona. That's Matt. What else we got here? Shout out to Cole. Cole, somebody watching the game, first grader at Hudson Prairie.
Here. Looks like
who is the #1 Raiders fan, staying up late to watch the game.
All
Cole,
right.
thank you for
All
tuning
right,
in.
Cole.
Shout out to you. Fist bump to you. Boom, bada bing. You are the man. We are looking forward to calling your name someday. Aunt Janet and Uncle Clyde watching from Bloomer. What up?
Just
What's
down the road.
What is the best food at the concession stands? It's definitely not the hot dogs. They overcook those in the water, and they're like water dogs.
Yeah, you know,
Not that I have
we can
opinion.
get into concessions. I'm kind of a. They don't do them much at football games, but walking tacos are kind of one of my favorites. Used to get a
I
lot
do
of
like
those
those,
at
yeah.
basketball tournaments.
Yeah.
I have a long shelf life for brats. I can eat brats almost all year long. So probably brats.
Yeah, I don't mind a good brat. Last time we were here, Jeff and I got a couple hot dogs thinking we were a couple smart guys because the year before they were really, really good.
Yeah.
Like they're all beef, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
from like an RJ's type.
Right.
And then last year, I don't know if they threw them in water or they knew we were Hudson fans or what happened, but they were like soaked. Like it felt like when you bit into it, it was like a water balloon.
Did you feel like
Disgusted and sick?
Who's the guy that Joey Chestnut? You guys
where
get
he
down
soaks
those
them and
things, eat
downs
like 10
them?
of them, and
I don't know. Jeff and I were reminiscing about it on the way here and stopped for some pizza at another place. It was much better. Go Raiders, Auntie Bert and Cousin Owen, all the way from Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Yeah! Team and special hi to Jacob Arnovik.
Can I give a quick shout out here? I got a text
Please
from
do.
my kids. Shout out to the two biggest freeloaders I know, my two kids, Kai and Cade. They're listening to their dad tonight.
You guys.
Sitting at home.
Oh, what a great shout out from
Love
Dad.
ya.
There you
Love
go.
ya.
You two freeloaders. Well, we got Raider trivia coming up during the third at some point. So stick around for that. That's brought to you by Willow River Carbonis. That is good for the winner. We'll get a large 2-topping pizza over at Willow. Again, fresh winners all year. So if you've won already this year, you are not qualified to play. You can play. You just can't win. A little pooch.
Nice. Good hands that time by the up man for the Raiders.
Yep.
Get you a number and a name here. Number 82, Vincent Langenall with that. They're not used to that. They don't see those much. So good job by him just being heads up.
Couple quick shout outs there. Looking to play on another college field. Go Hudson. Rochelle Kugel. Sam and Jack LeBlanc have fans cheering from Hudson tonight. Go Raiders defense. Proud of those nephews of ours, Chip and Melissa Meyer. All right, we're going to table the shout-outs. Thank you, everyone who sent those in. We'll try to get to some of those that I did not get to during the third here, but we've got football action. Third quarter getting ready to go.
So kind of as we expected, there are some new players on the field. Good to see Steele Homey back in the game at the quarterback spot. Hands that ball off to number 35. That's William Pruzek.
Pruzek. And the option out to that far side.
Daniel Dufek in the game, number 44.
Lost one on that one.
Just mentioned Mr. Laganall. He's at the bottom of your screen here at the wideout. I like that they're keeping that starting offensive line in, though.
Yeah. Picked up one or two there just over the 40-yard line. 3rd and 9 coming up for Hudson.
Up at the top of your screen, we mentioned Lyndon Coleman. He's still in at receiver spot. Number 42, Peyton Pingle in the game.
Creature's doing some pose downs over on the far side. It's third quarter just started. They're already posing for their Instagram pics. Rolling out here, looking upfield. He's going to pull this one down. That's a little bit of room there.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Steele that time. Covered up those receivers kind of in the middle there. Might have had somebody early, but all of a sudden
I think he got a
Old
first
Abe
down.
defenders.
Homie got the first down, I think.
It's going to be close.
Real
isn't it?
close. Let's see a measurement. I dare
they
you.
got it too.
I dare you to run the chains out here right now. Look at him.
Should we? Well, I don't know. What do you think?
How about nah, first down. Give it to him.
Meet you at Milwaukee Burger after the game, okay?
Milwaukee Burger. Speaking of burgers, there's a burger place over by the rink.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've been to it, but
What's it called?
I don't know. It's over by the rink, and there's only one of them. It's in an
Okay.
old brick building, and they've got real good burgers.
Okay.
If next time we come up,
That's a great
let's
promo.
go.
I'm sure they're proud of that one.
Well, they're no sponsor.
Oh,
why
big
not?
tough run that
Dang.
time. Nice job that time by Dufek.
Just running people down. You're
Big
like,
run.
what's their name? I have no
I
idea.
don't know. The hockey burger.
Just go over by the hockey place and have a burger. All right, first down. That was good hard running there. I like that. What's
Yeah.
that guy's name again?
Daniel Dufek. Gonna get it again.
Dufek just running people over. I like it.
Daniel Dufek on the carry. Brought down by number 54.
What year is that young man? I might want to see him again next year. Oh, we will. Perfect. Junior. Dufek weighing in at smooth 195, 6-footer.
From the 37.
6-footer. Little option.
Nice,
Keeps
homie.
it homey. Nice job upfield. He's got wheels, too. Look
He
at
does.
this.
Yeah.
These QBs, what are they doing? Hitting the track?
He had that run in that first half that
That's right.
unfortunately was a fumble, but
That's
you could
right.
see the speed right there. Just puts the wheels on.
First down for the Raiders.
Nice little hustle there by homie.
I like these are fun games because we get grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, people watching these, and they don't always expect. Ooh, big run.
Oh, Dufek running people down.
Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling.
Look out, the big truck's coming through. That's the Mack truck.
Number 44, Griffin Ellis.
Wow, that was a nice 9-yard ramble. He's a rambling man. Remember Steve Martin, Rambling Man? You remember that one?
I do.
Yeah, he was one of my faves. Option.
Homie again.
Kept by homie. Come on, homie.
Yes, the end
Oh,
zone.
inside the 10. Gets the old headlock takedown there on the tackle. I like that name, homie. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty sweet.
You know what I'm saying, homie? That's a double entendre,
I do.
I think.
I do.
Is that a double entendre? I don't even know what that means.
Okay.
Just trying to sound smart here. Pitch up to 35, and he is
Oh, he's in the end zone.
into the end zone.
Touchdown.
Get that man's name.
With the touchdown for the Raiders.
William Pruzak with the touchdown.
Pruzak's going to get a replay out of this booth. Let's go, big fella. Cuts up. Nice seam there. Boom. Bada bing. Call that one a TD, homie.
We're going to have fun with that name,
We
aren't
are.
we?
We are. I love it.
Perfect first name, too. Steele. What's
Right?
your name? Steele. I'm not messing with you.
Kind of a tough name.
Okay,
kind of like
homie.
almost like a wrestling name.
Jack Strong gets the point attempt.
Steel Panther. There you go. Remember that band?
Oh, well, no. I don't remember Steel Panther. Not sure what would happen if I said yes. I'd probably be hazed out of the booth because Steel Panther. Remember Metallica, GNR. Little Milli Vanilli. I remember them. Steel Panther.
Did you have a Milli Vanilli phase, or did you lip sync them too?
No, nope.
Karaoke.
So I was straight up crazy train in high school. I like to listen to a little bit of that heavy metal.
Yeah.
A little bit of that punk rock.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I could get into some pop stuff here and there.
Could
When
ya?
when we were at the dances and I had to get my
Yeah.
dance moves on with the ladies,
Yeah.
I could do that.
Pop
Yep.
that in, and
Get a little,
go after the Madonna lookalikes and say, hey.
You know, they've got this thing on Instagram that's like best of the 80s or something.
Yeah.
And it's literally like a video that shows like all these quick little video snippets of like 80s things. And I'm like, it's like straight out of your high school.
It
you know,
is.
because we
Oh,
all
yeah,
looked the
absolutely.
same. We all had our pants pinned. We had their mullets going on.
Well,
the girls had the
whoa,
big
whoa,
hair.
whoa,
You
back
didn't pin
up.
your pants?
No, I didn't pin my pants.
Goodness sakes.
Did you pin your pants,
You
Jeff?
Spooner guys didn't know how cool we were.
Jeff's like, come on.
Jeff pinned them for
Really?
sure. Where were you? Were you Coon Rapid? What were you, Jeff? Coon Rapid. Those guys are pinning up there. Over the 20-25.
Back.
Wrapped up there. Yeah, I don't know what it was. We used to pin them. We pinned them up to about here.
Yeah.
Rolled and pinned.
Had,
Yep.
the OP shirt that kind of had the collar flopped up.
OP. Levi's jeans were a staple. I used to wear polos a lot, too. I was into those. No collar flopped up ever because I wasn't into that. I was
No.
not a prep. And then I would roll pink high tops if it was on,
Come
like Donkey
on,
Kong. Oh yeah,
Kenwood.
Yep. And then I also had a pair
Folks,
of
this is
red
your
high
football
tops.
announcer here.
And I also had Vans, a fully stocked shelf. Oh yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. There we go. A little pressure. Tosses that one, and to no avail. That one is off the mark there. Oh, we're getting some F-bombs dropped in front of us.
Pink shoes,
Goodness
pin
sakes.
pants. You were a
hot mess.
A locker
A hot
victim
mess.
waiting to happen right
A hot
there.
mess. Nope, I
Where's
was
Ken? I'm in a
I
locker.
was never a locker victim. Class clown 3 years in a row. Thank
I
you
can
very
see
much.
that. I
Yep,
can
thank
see
you
that.
very little. I'll take that to the bank. Little low snap here. Chucks this one wide open.
Oh.
Makes a
Cutting
move
across
around
the
a couple.
field.
Yeah, he's going east to west quite nicely. Brought down at the 38.
Pass complete to Julius Clark.
So I gotta say, New Richmond people, if you're still listening to this game, that's impressive over at Chip to put that kind of a score up on those guys. So, you know, this could be that could be the game of the century.
Could
the
be
game
a
of the year
showdown over in New Richmond
there.
town.
Yeah, they're fast, they're athletic, got a good coach. Be a good crowd for sure.
And we're planning maybe a special deal for that game as well, with some interviews and some other stuff. That
Yeah, I think
we're
absolutely.
cooking up. We won't allude to it too much, so there's not a lot of disappointment out there for people if it doesn't happen.
Right.
We know how you like to hold your breath, and
So
6:55.
since we're done talking about your wardrobe in the 80s, you want to do a little trivia?
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
Give it a couple minutes here. We'll watch another play.
Let her simmer. Yeah, let's watch another play or two. So if you're not familiar with trivia, we'll throw the text the booth number up there. My partner in crime in the booth, Aaron Sundin, always comes up with a great trivia question. Ooh,
Good play,
nice.
knocked down that time.
Nice
a lot
job.
of batted down balls today for the Raider defense.
So Sundin will release the question into the interweb, and first person to text the booth with the correct answer is our winner of a Willow River Carboni's in Burkhart, a large 2-topping pizza, which I will mail out to you personally, and then you can go to Carboni's, have a pizza, and you can have a couple Coca-Colas and maybe something else. They do have some great nightly specials out there. I don't know if you know that. I've seen you there plenty. A wobbler up for grabs and no good.
Yeah, good coverage that time. Number 37 on that Easton Sonatag, and then got a little help over the top. I don't have a number there. I'm thinking it might be. It's not Stolz.
That's who the announcer called, but I think he's
80,
incorrect.
and I don't have an 80 on my roster. So.
Okay.
All right. So you want to do the text the booth number just in case people don't have it? I know they've kind of got things memorized there. This is a little bit of a build-up, and as we've been doing all year, it's not always Raider football related. Sometimes it's related to who we're playing or where we're playing, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So Carson Park, of course, a lot of people know Carson Park. Jameson, the return man that time, getting a little experience.
6 or 7 there, yep.
So Carson Park actually was donated in 1914 to the city of Eau Claire by the heirs of lumber baron William Carson, and of course named in his honor. And for today, you come here to watch high school football games. You've got Eau Claire Memorial, Eau Claire Regis, Eau Claire North that all play here. Baseball, you've got Memorial, North, Regis, Emmanuel Lutheran, Eau Claire Express, Eau Claire Cavaliers. You've also you've got softball fields here. The UW Blue Gulls play here, so it's just kind of an all-around good sports facility. But we'll talk about baseball. And believe it or not, at one point, there was a team here called the Eau Claire Bears, and that was an affiliate at that time of the Boston Braves and Boston Red Sox, kind of a farm team, as you would say, right?
Sure.
And it's got a lot of history. And there have been some tremendous players that have come through here over the years, and historically, some Hall of Fame players have been here. One of those Hall of Fame players actually has a statue out in front of Carson Park.
Hold up. Nice play on that far side. Good hustle, good pitch, good run.
The trivia question tonight is, who is that Hall of Fame player with a statue in front of Carson Park who also played for the Milwaukee Braves?
I got it. You got a winner already, maybe. Is this correct here?
That is right.
All right, hold on. Let me
That
just
is
make sure
correct.
I don't have anybody else that gave that quick.
Steel homie there. Oh, staying alive. Nice run by him.
Okay, we got a winner. It's Hank Aaron.
Correct. Hank Aaron played for the Eau Claire Bears.
Shane McGee is our winner tonight. Nice job, Shane. Oh,
Hall of Fame inductees, and this is where I wanted you to tee up. Do you got your old baseball stuff?
I do.
Give me a little BU, Bob Euchre. So your Hall of Fame alumni that played
Just a bit outside.
include
Tried the
Mr.
corner,
Euchre,
missed.
now 90 years old, still broadcast. Boom time, 44 again, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. And then Joe Torre also played for the Eau Claire Bears. So Hank Aaron in 1952, Joe Torre 1960, Bob Euchre 56 and 57. So again, a fun place to play. History is here. It's a baseball town, Eau Claire. So Hank Aaron was once a member of the Eau Claire Bears.
quick shout out, Dean Truler, rooting for the Raiders tonight. Dean, an old announcer for the Raiders. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Great to meet you the other day. Again, appreciate you tuning in out there, Dean. Well, that was a good one. I like that. It was good trivia.
Well,
Hank
it's
Aaron.
appropriate. Hank Aaron.
Who would
Yep.
have thunk it?
Well, before he, of course, was in the farm system with the Braves, ended up in Milwaukee, Atlanta, was your home run champion for many years. Oh, good.
So, quick update. Number 80, Matt Ositigan, is back playing tonight. He's in a New Jersey. Number 27, home jersey. So, great to have you back,
So
Matt.
he's number 80 tonight. So that was the jersey I didn't have a roster for. So thank you for that.
Yeah, yep. Thank you
Appreciate
for-
it.
thank
and
you for
great
that.
story that he's out playing football again. So
Yeah.
glad that he's healthy and
That was a hit
back on the team.
Hit at Stevens Point that just took your breath away, and we are so glad that you were back in the mix and healthy. Thank you for that update, too, by the way. Bunch of shout-outs. We will try to get to you as we can. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in to the River Channel and Raiders streaming here.
Hand off to Pingle. He's going to stretch for it. He got there. Touchdown.
Pingle making the stretch play. We'll replay that one. Good block there. Pingle just cuts it up. Good hard running by that Pingle.
Yeah, they're getting some great blocking up front. We'll try to get those numbers for you here. Got some rotation coming in on the offensive line as well. So, yeah, you had to play the Euchre. And part of me thought, should we do the Euchre as trivia? Because I'm a big Brewers fan and love listening to his broadcast.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I know you like
Homie
that one, too.
Gets it down. He's doing a good job
He
tonight.
really
with that.
is. Yeah, that is not easy to do. That's a great job. So 48.
Eau Claire, 0.
Eau Claire, 0.
We'll try to, as the game goes on here, I'll try to get some updates on scores. We did get, I think, something. What was the New Richmond score the last time? 35-7?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, if you happen to have or be handy on the old interweb or know somebody at one of these other games, feel free to pop us a text in the booth with any updates. I'm still trying to figure out a good Big Rivers like Twitter account or Instagram account or some account that like gives us real-time updates.
The hard part is
crazy.
The hard part, there's an app called ScoreStream. It's not always updated.
Yep.
What I've done in the past is I'll go on the actual streams from some of these other places and
yeah.
try to see what the score is.
Got it.
I'll try to do that here with a couple things. I got an early score 6-0 Menominee over North, it looks like.
Okay. Over North 6-0. That's got to be early in the game.
That was first quarter.
Okay.
So I don't have an update on that one. Now I got some goofy thing popping up on my screen.
Oh, boy. Oh, goodness. What the? I don't know what websites you're tuning into. Sheesh.
So that must mean River Falls is either at Superior or Superior's there. So try to get that score.
Hudson with the boot down in the corner again, fielded at the 10. Up to the 20, tackled at the 22, and a bunch of white jerseys convert on that return. Let's see if we've got our address for our winner here. Somebody says, let's go Mustachio.
That's awesome. Oh, my gosh. And a pitcher?
First and 10 Memorial.
I like it.
That's what I call tempering. Mustachio. Dude, that is awesome. Great flex. Whoever sent that in, great picture of a young man in his Mustachio T-shirt with a flex to the booth. Big time.
They see Jason Anderson a little late on the trigger there with that Hank Aaron answer.
Let me see. Yep, he was
Sorry, Charlie.
It's just a bit late on that one.
All right, I got the River Falls game here, but I can't see the scoreboard.
Turn it sideways. Well, it's not flipping for you. There you go.
24-0? 24-0, yeah.
Who are they playing again?
Superior.
Oh, gosh.
Might be 24-8, but anyway, regardless, looks like that is in the fourth quarter.
Third quarter wrapped up here just now. Well, I'm going to throw a quick shout out to the junior cheer camp that's coming up here, and I know it's just like a week or so away. Junior cheerleaders will learn the basics of cheerleading and what it takes to be on the sideline in a competition environment as a cheerleader. Also learn jumps, tumbling, some stunts, along with a short routine. Junior cheerleaders are welcome to join the Hudson High School cheer and stunt team at the October 6th football game. Awesome. They'll be able to cheer from the track. This camp is open to all kids, grades K through 5. The camp is a fundraiser for the Hudson High School cheer and stunt team, and the instructor is the head coach of the team, Lori Van Allen. Registration's $50, includes a hair bow and a set of pom-poms for you to keep. To ensure we have pom-poms for your child, please register no later than September 10th. That's not true. You can day of, you can show up and they'll get you taken care of. Again, this will be the dates Tuesday and Thursday, October 3rd and 5th, 4:30 to 6, and then Friday at the game. So coming up in a week or two. Again, the location at Hudson High School in the Forum area. Super cool thing. It's one of my
nice tackle.
One of my favorite games when you have all the junior cheerleaders out there, and you can just tell they're just in heaven. You know what I mean? With the other cheerleaders out there, and they're just super cool. So check it out if you've got a little one that might be interested in doing that. Fun deal.
Caleb Schock into the game for the Raiders. They just mentioned David Brown with a nice tackle. Get you some more numbers here. Isaac Belisle looks like he's in the game. Also, Easton Sonatag, I think he played in that first half a little bit.
Oh, boy. Cade Karsten with the shirt. His mom works with Aaron Sundin.
Oh, yeah, Karstensen.
Karstensen, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
Way to represent the mustachio.
I'm wondering, I think Dad Logan should maybe grow a little facial hair. What do you think, Logan?
Everybody's doing it right now. Get those mustaches going, boys.
Complete to number 20,
I still got to work on that mustache routine that we're going to do with the boys. I haven't seen tempering. Those guys clear out from practice too quick when I'm talking to the coach.
Just bring donuts or something. They'll come to you.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
just
bears
sprinkle donuts around. They'll have to talk to me real quick.
That was a fast. I didn't even hardly catch any of the action on that one.
3 and out. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Jameson back deep again.
The coaches have folded up shop now next door. They're probably down at the concession stand having a little bite to eat or something. Get Milwaukee Burger in town.
Nice boot.
Yeah, that was a nice boot. That'll back up our man and
got right to him, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. So down at the 35. Good hits there by the Old Abes. Boy, it's been all Hudson tonight. I was thinking the Old Abes might put something on the board. Crazy.
Just, you can feel momentum in sports and in high school sports. Football, I feel like especially all of a sudden you can start to see body language. I mentioned it early in the first half. I mean, look at the speed as to how teams are playing and even how they come out of a huddle or off the sidelines. And they hung around for a little bit, and it was mainly Hudson kind of shooting themselves in the foot. But once they put the gas on.
Hudson, a quick pitch and run. Wow,
Big
got
run.
some speed over there on that far side. Look at this cat go over the midfield out to the 34-yard line. Get a name and number on that
34 on that. we don't have a roster number for that.
All right. If you know 34, text us in the booth. Lebrikowski on the run or the tackle? Oh, forget it. Well, 34
Sam
was
Simonez in the game as well, at quarterback. So
nice
third
wheels.
quarterback of the night.
It's fun to see a running back that just gets off to the races there. He's got to be on, junior, maybe a sophomore out there and just wheeling. Handoff up the middle. That's our big rig.
Dufek again, number 44.
Number 44, Daniel
So,
Dufek on the carry.
44, can you tell me who they used to call the Diesel in football, number 44?
The Diesel.
Would have played in the 70s and the 80s, and he was on a team where they won a couple Super Bowls, Hall of Fame coach. Their offensive line were called the Hogs. That should get you right there. This isn't a trivia, folks, because I know you're going to send it in.
Jeff, can you phone a friend?
John Riggins is correct. There's your guy right
there.
Max Deschamps is in the game. That's number 35. 34, sorry.
Descamp?
Descamp, yep.
Descamp, okay.
Thank you for that. The Diesel. Do you remember there was a, what was that? There was a football video. Remember watching
Baba
that?
Booey.
There was a
Sorry, I had to drop a Baba Booey on you. Oh, Sundin's about had it.
There was a football.
Tonight.
There was a football video. I remember that. I think it was called NFL Crunch Course or something. Do you remember that? We used to watch it before high school football games.
Just to get fired up.
It was all those,
Yeah.
John Riggins and Earl Campbell, and they'd say, "Strike up that Diesel." No, then they'd show Riggins coming.
Oh,
NFL
my
Crunch
gosh.
Course, I think they called that.
Look it up, folks. Crunch Course.
Baba Booey.
You can't make this stuff up. I may look that up. I might get some of the video. I'll
You
probably
should,
copyrighted.
man. Well, it's the old.
Probably copyrighted.
Is it
I'd get in
John
trouble.
Fasega was the guy that did the old football videos and stuff?
Yeah,
with NFL?
those
That guy
were
was
super
legendary.
good. Those were really well done.
A cold afternoon at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, those were money. Look at a flag at dead ball foul here.
5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Jason Anderson is demanding a recount on his ever so late Hank Aaron answer. Talk to your congressperson about recounts, okay? I like that.
This is the first punt from Hudson tonight, by the way.
All night.
Oh, they almost got it there,
Almost
too.
fielded right at the one, but
Colton Schwartz at that punt was impressed with him last game. Watched him in warm-ups, and I told Ken, I said, they got to let Schwartz punt. And he was
just
directional punting and
Yeah.
getting a lot of hang time on his kicks. And
same thing for the game here. He was right at the 50 and just knocking him into the end zone. Little spiral kicks too.
Yeah.
Just all right.
I think we're
How
we're
we
on
doing
running
here?
time.
Are we
Running
on
time.
Yahoo
so
time yet?
5:48, 5:47.
Clock's a ticking. Pronounced Deschamps.
Deschamps. Got it.
Thank you. I knew we weren't saying it right. I was like, I don't know if that's quite right. A pass behind his intended receiver there on the near side.
3, Braden Pomazal.
Well, thanks again. If you sent a shout out in earlier and we didn't get to you, I appreciate you popping us a quick note. Woo! Breeze coming in a little bit, cooling it down just a tinch. Still a
Yeah,
little
the
warm.
rain's holding out. I wonder if is it raining in Hudson? Text the booth.
Little handoff.
Cash and Trout line on the carry.
So next week, homecoming.
Down by number 40, Benny Brink.
We got North,
Third
right?
down for the A's.
Here, I'll look.
Look her up. It's North or Superior. I think it is probably North.
Look it up. It is North. God, genius. don't friggin'
Let's see, I got a
spit your
50-50 chance to get this right.
Spit your water
Can't
all
really
over.
say superior.
Yep. Well, it's superior. That always it's a tongue twister. Oh, look at this cat coming for the sack. Again, thanks tonight for Agave Kitchen and Paul Rohde for the Rhinos sack attack. We had 4 of them tonight for a donation to the Rhinos of $400. So thank you again for that. Appreciate your support. The Rhinos do as well. We're just shameless. They're texting the booth. Rain is coming. And somebody says, no rain in Hudson. No rain for you. Not raining in Hudson. Come on, man. 4th down. Well, hopefully it'll hold off so we can have a nice dry commute back to the big town of Hudtown.
Next week, a lot of things going on. One of the things I want to make sure we recognize, nice pass that time, over the middle, coffee with the tackle. We'll get a list of all the Hudson football players that are playing in college, and there's quite a host of them. One of the next home games. I'll have that list.
That'd be great.
And try to do a little bit of research. So it might be the next home game, just because I know we've got a lot going on. You've got people, I think, coming in the booth. And
yes, we do. Yeah, we're going to have a busy week. We're, again, Powder Puff game we're going to stream. I think that's Tuesday maybe. I'll get something on my website about that. We'll get social media lit up on that too with the details, just in case you want to tune in. It was kind of fun. I think we had like 500 people watch it last year, which is cool. Which is crazy. Yeah, so that's always fun. And then throughout the week, I don't know, I might try to get the Creatures do an interview this week for homecoming. But again, homecoming game is always a huge game in town. As everybody's coming back for homecoming, right? And we're going to fill the stands as always. I think it's going to be a gorgeous Friday evening, and yeah, it'll be awesome. Something about that game.
Are you
it's
Ken
gonna be
Barlow
great.
now? You already forecasting?
I did take a peek
clear
at the
and
weather.
sunny.
Yeah.
And, okay.
Well, it's kind of a big game. I don't know. So I'd hold it. You know how weather guys are. They can say anything you want, and if they're wrong, it's like, no, I tried.
Yep.
Ooh, going.
Ooh, big
trying
hit
to
that
get
time.
a-
I think that was Coffee again, number 50.
Yeah. I like that kid. He's a player. Caleb Coffey, senior out there, 6 foot, 2 bills. It's pretty quick for a 6 foot, 2 bills.
Yeah. Showing some things off tonight.
Yeah.
I think his brother Andrew played for the Raiders a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's right. 3rd down here in the clock again. We're on runtime right now. It's 1:30, 90 seconds to go here in this one, and one that the Raiders just kind of put the foot on the pedal and let her rip. Again, kind of sloppy early on, but boy, they just kept piling them on, and defense held them. The one time they did kind of get into the red zone, picked it off the end zone,
Yep.
so didn't even give them a field goal.
Yeah, and you know, shutouts are a big thing.
The Raiders tonight, fun to see.
Airing it out.
Chuck it deep.
Oh, was he out of bounds?
Just a bit outside as he's out of bounds with 6.54, and that'll do it. Again, your final tonight, 48. Rip. Hudson takes the W on the road here in Eau Claire, and
Hudson Raiders 48.
wow, dominant performance, and we pulled our starters halfway through.
Yeah, and they did too. I mean, there's depth on.
right.
When you're a good team, typically you've got a little bit more depth than a team like Memorial does. You know, they're rebuilding. Coach has only been there 3 years, but yeah, tonight Hudson too much for him. Just a couple of in that second half touchdowns by Pruzek and also Peyton Pingle.
Yeah, we can
so
watch
they were
those if
able
you
to
like.
get in. Yeah, we can take a look at those.
Here. Play those through.
That's William Pruzek there. Got a nice block from the diesel there, number 44. Blew out that left side. Able to get in for, I think, his first high school touchdown. And here comes Pingle. He just fights and battles to get to the line and scores. So that was it. That's all they needed.
That was great.
34 rip at halftime, a couple touchdowns here, lots of playing time for everybody. Raiders got to feel good about that, coming back and getting the win and taking the long bus ride home back to Hudson.
Post-game highlights brought to you by SF Insurance and our Jonesy's player of the game, my friend.
You know, again, your kind of your big players showed up tonight. I thought Tyler Lessard, again, that big play, that 64-yarder, just shows you what he can do and how he can change a game, flip a field. I think he had an interception, maybe not a pick, but he did have a pick early too.
He did, yep.
But again, the sample size was small. Tyler's going to get his chance. Believe me, it's every game he's right in the mix here. Ran the ball well tonight. Ryland had a couple touchdowns. I thought Ross Yeager had a good game. But the way they dominated, and I mentioned in that first half, only 2 pass attempts. Didn't see any in the second half either. It's the offensive line. And so these guys are getting my shout-out tonight, which, by the way, you owe them an interview.
I do. I told them I'm up for it.
I would say bring donuts to that because they'll appreciate you even more. So Jake Arnovic, Trevor Pals, Vaughn DeMuth, Ethan Jensen, Thomas England. You get the shout-out tonight. It goes to the guys that came in the second half as well. The Raiders kept running the football well in that second half. So it's a split prize tonight, but I like to give those guys a shout-out because they deserve it.
Played a great game. Great game. Again, that was your Jonesy's player of the game, the O-line out there. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It was a fun broadcast. Always great to come back from a W if you're going to road trip it back to town. So be a good ride home here in just a hot second. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. Again, Ken Conan, Aaron Sundin, Jeff Turstig. We're the Raider Streaming and River Channel crew. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll talk to you soon. See you next week.